which is very, very good. At least we're able to know the opponent they play against. Sierra Leone fall in Group E along Algeria, Equatorial Guinea, and Ivory Coast. Sierra Leone don't play against Ivory Coast 6 times. So we don't lost to Ivory Coast 6 times and we don't draw 1 in 7 games. Yes, we don't play 7 games with Ivory Coast and we don't draw 1 and lost 6. Then we don't play against Algeria 5 times. We draw 1 and lost 1 and then beat 3 times. And we don't play against Equatorial Guinea 6 times and we don't win 4 times. And we don't draw 1 and we don't lose 1 time. So it's a very interesting group, and let's see how things get unfold. Anyways, very soon I go add Paul Parker and Ali Bita, and we'll see how we'll take this forward. Very excited. I mean, very excited, and to see we. Oh, God. Yes, the group appears tough, but football determination and proper planning remains key. Yes, it's a key. It's up to we now. What we always wait for the draw, let the draw come out and see if the federation or the NSA or Minister of Sport will come up with a plan to Cameroon. But now the draws on the out now, we don't know if it, we don't know who we're going to play against, and most of them teams here, we don't play against them. All of them, all 3 of them, we don't play against them many times. As I just stated, we don't play against Ivory Coast, Algeria, and Equatorial Guinea. Yes, I think the tough one against Algeria, it will be a really, really difficult one because they get a formidable team, and we know all the players that they play, and we know how the North African teams they play, and but watching the game against Nigeria and say Nigeria, if we play like how we play the second half, no say probably we can be. We don't say we're not the underdogs. We in Equatorial Guinea will be the underdogs of that group day, to be realistic on paper. But let's see how it goes. Okay, so let's turn the mic to first. What do I think? Let me go through the messages then first. What do I think? And then we can start from there. Yes, so Almami Kamara, they say we win once with Algeria. Can you please correct that? That was in the 1991 goal scored by Lajo. That was on the 23, if I don't lie. Nobody remember 23 down there. I'm not too sure if the senior national team. Nino Brown, it is a big competition. Who knew we got been go head to head with Egypt, Nigeria, and South Africa. Tough group, but we are going to make it to the next round. If we intentional players show up, especially them England players, then the likes of Shaloba, Cocker, and others add up to the others. We already done the team. We surprise the world. Okay, well, football is not about if. Let's go straight to the reality. See, wait till we get and wait till group for work with him before moving forward. Dio Kisi say, thanks the fact we are the underdogs. Yes, obviously we are underdogs. We don't make them for the past 25 years, and the first time we make them up there. Even though the qualifying ones, yes, we qualify, but then go they say they won a one game they win, and then most of the games they lost. So probably not to see when they give the statistic about Morocco and Algeria, they're unbeaten runs and all and concede one goal. So by Morocco, as he say, Ajay, that's right. The All-Star know how to perform as underdogs. Okay. Mohamed Mara, let's go Leone Stars. We fear no one in football. Everything is possible. Definitely everything is possible. Football is unpredictable. And we know, say, if we prepare well, I mean, we get the boys to that level with high motivation and determination. I know say we'll go for the world. We definitely go for the world. No doubt. Lulu Lewis, no matter how tough the group is, we should always speak positive. Thanks, guys. Vibes Photos. Kallon, talk to Trevor, please. Yes, today we're going to talk about the potential in players that probably will go for get into the squad before going to Nations Cup. But the names the one that they call so when for the thing say, okay, most of them players and footballers they will get high ambition. So I think say most of them one way they show on the highlights right now where they play for Bill. Like Trevor, for example, Trevor now, yes, we go on for talk to him. We go talk to him brother, we go talk to him Trevor, get people away connected to him and try for convince him. Yes. But if you look at the chances where you go get, looking at the team where they play for, and then the possibility we get for play for England at this point, is very, you get high chances of playing for England. Because if you look at the English squad, most of the players then come on and then 3 or 4 big teams, the Liverpool, Manchester United, Chelsea, Man City. These are where all the good players, they come from. So obviously, if you continue for being the first team, regularly they play regular sports. And looking at that team, even though the last game where you play, you get Zuma out, then you get Thiago Silva out. But if you continue for performance, so probably it might be into the squad and continue for play. And that means when you continue for play and continue for perform very, very well to that level there, to that high level there, definitely England get for call on to the national team. And if England call on to the national team at that age day, there's a strong possibility say choose England. To be realistic, I like for be realistic. So that kind of chance that we get right now, it will be difficult for them to choose Sierra Leone. But we will still try. We will still go out there and try and see how we will get all the good players there for come on board and play for Salon. Which now we don't wish that one. Okay, Usman Conte will win against Algeria, goal scored by John Sama during the NPRC. We are going to qualify with 5 points. Mark my word. Good. Amadou Mustafa Ba, you have to beat the best if you want to be the best. Two. Also, football is unpredictable. Sometimes the underdogs becomes the giant. We have a good team this year. Correct? Abraham say, no need to panic with better preparation by playing one North African country in a friendly match and few other matches, then we don't have to fear anyone. Nino Brown, with a draw with Ivory Coast, beat Algeria and Equatorial Guinea. Good. Vibe Peters, Kallon, please, Obre in Pekin ready for play for we. Obre in Pekin don't play maybe under 16, 17, 18 with Belgium, with the Belgian national team. And I don't know, probably he's still eligible for play for Salon anyways. But still yet the potential list from the Football Association or from the technical team will come out it. So no, we don't know whether they get for fortunate for B. In that potential list, it's going to be 25, 30 players or whatever. I will not see that listed. So then if you get that listed, then you can be able to contribute for convince players then. Because you want to go convince players, and then after the technical team, the list comes out, then the player name not did it. Salon winner man, Mimo. For me, let's apologize to Christian and bring him back to the team. The home-based goalkeeper is good, but we need Christian Coker type. Okay. Opinion, good. Amadou Mustafa Ba, you have to beat the best to be the best. Okay, I read that before. Tough group. We pray we have more players like Shaloba to join our current squad. Our boys just need training more and our technical team to bring in the right players. Good. Sheikh Nabil Jr., what about our brothers in Europe? Did you have any hope for them joining us? I mean, if letters have been written to them, I don't know where you talk about. Clifford Thompson, Mohamed, join us now. This work is not easy. Let's bring everything we have now. George Kamara, I think the dominant for this group is Equatorial Guinea, which every team we like to beat to submission. I am not so optimistic about the meeting with Ivory Coast and Algeria, who are the favorites to top this group. Let's hope for the best, but odds are against us. JJ. Mohamed Kallon, you get big impact in talking to the foreign-based players. They will listen to you more than anyone. This group is not easy. We need to beat. Okay. We need the best players to make it through. That's true. We need our best players all the time. Sometimes we don't even need our best players. We need our good players, like the good players, the complete good players. Team J, playing against the best teams can improve your impact in the game. So it's good to study teams and know their weakness, their weakened point. Okay. Depending on the coach and the staff as of now, the difficult team to play against is Algeria because of the quality players and throwing lights back in the game against Nigeria. I think we can do well if we add more international players that are playing good in their respective club. We can make it. Amadou Girard, we the best Leone Stars. Usman Felix Kamara, we only going to draw with one team, which is Algeria. All the rest we will beat, God willing. Good. By Musa Kamara, they say, although group, a tough group, especially our first game against Algeria, we should forget about Shaloba. He will soon get the England call-up. Alvin J. Yes, so they talk about the players and the way I mark for play for national team. Yes, for me, obviously I want for all the best players, all the good players, the way they're around the world, where they play in any parts of the world, may then come play for Salon. But you just going to look at, something close to you, to your family member, to your brothers and other people that we don't close to that height, they may be playing in a different country from where they're small or they're born a different country them and the chances to where they get for play for the nation, then they really don't go into the system and they know everybody. For convince them, for change the mind, for can play for Europe, for Salon, it can always be a difficult task because most of the one they don't get, we can left them when they reach to the point to say they will make their own decision for themselves. And then they say, okay, I don't get no possibility for play for England or for play for Italy or Sweden, other big teams. Then say, oh, okay, well, now there's a great chance like go play for me, my homeland. Then they can come willingly and play. But for convince somebody at that height for can play for Salon, it is somehow difficult because you don't get a lot of ways for persuade them. Yeah, you can try of all angles. If we system for be correct, we get everything in place, then we're able to compete comfortably with other great nations, then in terms of making it to the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and final, then it's easier for talk to players in that regard. because you know, say if they come, there's a strong team, there's a strong system, there's a strong foundation there outside able for step in and get everything they want. But based on the feedback we would get from the people, from the players that don't come play for Salon, it's always going to be difficult for convince them. But we still go try anyway. So we'll talk to them. But for me, we'll focus on the one that we don't play for. We already. We're willing for can play for the country. We don't already there in the system. We'll focus on those ones. And then now, getting closer to the competition, probably we'll go for convince, the other guys, then we obviously go out for can play for Salon. As somebody say, the last time, most of the players that we play in the qualifiers, so something you never know, maybe 40% or 50% of the nugget for even make the squad for go to the AFCON inside Cameroon. Maybe you never know, maybe next month, or maybe you'll get other 6 or 7 or 8 players that way elsewhere, where the technical team then will talk to, and we get for be part of the squad. You get some other indecisive players that way they around the world where they play currently. We probably, if we get to the chance, we're lucky for convince them for can play for we, then we can get a stronger team. So we just keep our fingers across and see, the plans and waiting the FA they come up with, waiting they want. Because sometimes Ricky wants different things, but the Football Association and the technical team, they look up for different things. Yes. Right now, we're gonna get to your opinion draft and see, like, okay, now the good players then we for can play for Salon. But at the end of the day, now the technical team get for choose the players the way they want, we will fit into the system. JCON, we will defeat Equatorial Guinea and Ivory Coast, but we will have to draw with Algeria based on what we have plus our professionals. We know it's going to be difficult, but with the high motivation and a well-determined squad, we will surely win. Win, go, Leone Stars. Mr. Bita, I see you in the green, white, and blue. You're highly motivated right now.
Very, very motivated. How are you, man?
I know, but I just want to so messages them as I promised them, so we will go.
Okay.
So Vipedos, they say, Kallon, please talk to Nathaniel for convince Trevor. So okay, yeah, we'll talk to Nathaniel. But Nathaniel said don't play for England. So I go for convincing whether for play for Salon when play for England. So a lot of think about realistically, a lot of see how they go small. But yeah, we all go one best players don't play for Salon, but we get for thinking twice as well. Now I make me they say, I know you say always things late because Salon will be good for waiting, don't pull we can talk about that now. We don't pull already. We don't mess up already. But me they always think say for convince player and for play for Salon, we always get to be from the start when the players they're younger, when they're 17, 18, they're not getting no future it, and they're not get that kind of right destination it, and they not say, okay, there's a future here. But once they don't see that future, they say, okay, I will play for Manchester United for the next 3 years. And then if I play for the Manchester United for the next 3 years, in 3 years, probably will get 150 games in 3 years, or 100 games in 3 years. If I'm fortunate for playing 60 or 70 games, that means there's a big chance for get to call up the national team because you play regularly, so you forget call up. And how many times they will call Trevor will reject and say no, I'm playing for Salon. I don't need a possibility. Like and see the special guy really close to all the players that don't come. Ali Bita, what do you think? And the argument down the way they're on the floor right now.
It's a gigantic tax anyway, but I just say hello to everyone, the viewers, them. It got done today, so we don't know how we stand. In terms of Trevor, like I was saying in another group the other day, for me, to convince Trevor now is going to be above me and you. And I think it's going to be from the highest person in Sierra Leone to convince Trevor to play for Sierra Leone, because Trevor gets a future now where he don't come very, very close now to play for England. Now, under 21 player, I don't play in every level for England.
Yeah,
He said finally play for Salon.
And the captain as well.
You understand? Now he don't get this opportunity where he's a media attention. Now he's playing for the first team at Chelsea. Champions League football, Super Cup, we all see don't play Super Cup. And it's very now close for opportunity in dreams for play for England. So for me, Trevor, I still think we can convince him, but I think we can use a different, we have to use the top people in our salon to convince Trevor now to play for Salon, because we are very close with Rudiger. As a country, we're very close with Rudiger. Rudiger is close with Trevor. Whether Rudiger will get role for play, I'm not sure, because already in now one of the example we play for Germany, but it's going to be very tough, really. But it's still a possibility.
Yeah, and that makes me something they rule out. I they rule out, I mean, on those players. But I think, say, first table for the think about, the one that we don't play throughout the qualifiers, and the one that we the closer, where we know say there's a strong possibility for them to play for we. I think say we for the try for think and work with them players in the right now. Just like the last show will come up. I mean, we don't have to talk about players there now because we don't know the fate or the decisions we get for come up from the FA, from the technical team, which players them then get for prioritize. So it's difficult for talk about players there. In case now, okay, let's say, okay, Trevor is fine. He's playing for a great team and all. And we don't see the perform, we don't see how they perform in and out, even from where we go, Lorient, Lorient now France. We follow up, we see how they play. Be a very good player, he performed very, very well throughout the season and all. But what about the players them now? We probably not to every Sierra Leone and then get the time for go and watch properly. Like the other one, they would try for convince. But you know, go on for go convince player, and then the technical team roster come out, and then them players and then they know they inside it. They already convinced, they already agree. You know?
Well, Kallon, I know, like I said, this is somebody personally, we're very close to the Football Association, called me on this. And I've confirmed with certain players then. It's not official yet. This is directly, I'm telling you, the Yaya Kallon. I think the FA don't approach him. The Issa Kallon, we all know. And also this boy we born Sweden, we in Sierra Leone, and they play now for Greek side, Samose. So I know say a couple of these players are already done confirm to me say the FA don't approach them. So I think say there is a good start. But that's why last week I was saying these players, like you're saying, my concern is yes, they're playing for good clubs out there. But it would be nice to see them play in a couple of friendlies for the technical team to satisfy that this is the type of players for me. Don't take them to a tournament if you don't know, just here he said and they play somewhere. I can attest to the fact that they're very good players, but I would like to see them play a couple parts of the friendlies for Sierra Leone, so we all can see them, we all can analyze, because we all already know, say, no matter how good you are in Europe, African football, African environment, they're still completely different. So this is why I was, really emphasizing last week when we, in this program, saying I would prefer some of these lads definitely be part of the friendly when they come up.
Okay. So a player talk, player don't count, no answer for player right now. Okay, let's get to the point. Mr. Kei Kamara, welcome, man. How are you, man?
Yes. Yes.
Rock the jazz.
Yes.
Oh, so why? Who say you be there? You spy me? You spy me say I there in the LeBron jersey?
Now I want straight to go inside.
Okay, yes. I think so. We'll talk about that jazzy stuff, but I think so we'll do it later. Mono, for pull the spice into the sauce right now. Low it must not go. Okay, so now
I'm excited, man. I still know the sweat while I watch this team. You hand me the sweat, man. I don't know. Okay. Was it, or before ever you say anything, I have to ask, again, this is not my own first time. How was it like, where when I make and then I sit down and wait for who don't have the team they want to get for play, because me, I swear, see, they all there just to watch the time. Like, what time is it? When did they pick this pick? So how you really feel during those days?
Okay, so we grew up, things change, as you always say. The only two constant in life now changes, okay? So you remember we I met on a stadium the day for the celebration. After I don't come up from Guinea, they come and inside the stadium, now dressing room. I tell when I celebrate while it's last, because you don't know what's going to happen next year, you know what's going to happen. So the time that we qualify with the 1996-95 qualifier for 96, then we don't qualify 94 already. So nobody get that kind of spark attention and all. So it was like, okay, this is not normal routine for who to qualify every year. That's how everybody will feel. So we'll not celebrate to that extent. So even for the draw, you know, certainly it will not be there
technology, no boku.
Technology wall, digital wall. So nobody not be able to know, even like the draws. Now, people are calling, go call you, maybe Slafa, somebody go call you, say, okay, the draws don't come out to, now this person will play, this person will play. But then Facebook, the YouTube and all these other players not be there. Then media, they not be there. We'll say able for follow up. So now make not be so excited and all. But getting into Nations Cup, I don't think say any of we, maybe if it's called John Samara, Parade, Tumbu, Aminu Karim, Jazino, all these players, I don't think say any one of them go for explain, give you the emotions. It's not possible. Now different feelings. It's just like if I ask you, who score for Norwich in England? That's the I feel. It's that you go explain, but you're not going to actually express how you definitely feel that moment there.
But who was in the group? Would that be inside the first qualification? Would that be inside the group?
The first one inside Tunisia will be there with Ivory Coast and
Ivory Coast and Ivory Coast and Zambia.
We'll be there Ivory Coast, Zambia and all. And then the second one again, we'll be there in the same group back with Algeria and Zambia and Burkina Faso. So anyways, now going down the group 2. So Sierra Leone non-placed in that group E with Ivory Coast, Algeria, and Equatorial Guinea. We don't play Algeria 7 times. No, we don't play Ivory Coast 7 times. We don't lost 6 times. We don't go 1. No, we don't lost 6 times. We don't go 1. We don't play with Algeria 5 times. We win 1, we draw 1. And then we lost, I don't call it the amount we lost, it's okay. And then now we go to Equatorial Guinea. Yes, this I can call out all chance. We don't play them, we don't beat them. 4 times we don't beat them. We draw 1 time and lost 1 time. So we don't play them 6 times, we win 4. So then you came for sale with all authorities. So but looking at the group, yes, we know how Algeria stand. Nobody knows how to talk about Algeria today. Because we know right now that the superpower of Africa and all what they get. I see one small clip of you now, WhatsApp, where you pray for not get Algeria. You pray for not get Algeria, you know, for me to talk about Salah, but at the end of the day, anyone we can at trouble. Because the guy for the can at trouble, Nigeria come back at trouble. So then I will just follow you on and wait for that comes. Who comes, it comes. So now, getting to the qualifiers that we don't know exactly who that they will get for meet up. And we first game, we don't know that we will play against the country already. So what you get for say about the draw?
Me, I would say I'm super excited. Like I said, I don't wait for so long all day just for this moment for camp. And I'm so nervous, so excited, all into the same place. But just for the feeling, just the feeling of the first time in my life, they watch, my country get drawn into, a group, because obviously during the 96 or so, I'll be too young, I don't even know what's going to happen then 10 and day. But just the feeling of that, I was like, I'm a fan, the whole ceremony was so beautiful. You watch all the other award ceremonies on TV, and this one really feel like that. And the way they set them up, really, it doesn't even feel like, yes, pandemic day, but it feel like, say, energy get for day into this tournament so much. So I don't know, man, I felt so good. But the draw, the teams and way Equatorial Guinea come now, I remember my first game, it's the team for Equatorial Guinea. We will be you be there and Paul be there. And that was good. And when Ivory Coast come into it, and I was like, well, we don't play Ivory Coast a few times. And, some teams and we camp on paper, they're really big passway and, they can be good passway, but then definitely not a squad where I know say they're a bit timid, and, a bit nervous whether they play Sierra Leone too, because we always the try for tower up at them. And the final draw of all, forget Algeria. But this is it. This is what you want. You want to compete with the top teams, so that upsets can happen. We got to, really focus the players that's going to be involved right now. They talk to me for being involved, but I wish I'm involved part of these games. But everybody who is involved part of this game is going to be feeling very special about it. I don't talk to 1-2 players already. say, I feel, and everybody just excited.
Okay. We don't get the great Paul Parker and Desmond. Paul, I know say
To Desmond.
No, it's to Desmond. Oh, Desmond, right. Get that twice. We get that twice. For me, go salon. For me, go salon. Get that once. That's twice. Now to get that. Anyways, let's see what this salon can do no more now. Salon. Anything you get for do salon, it destroy everything. Me and Paul Parker get meeting. Some people.
Salon they do well.
Ah, okay, good. Me and Paul Parker get important meeting today. We're supposed to start like 30 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. After the draw, the excitement, I don't forget about Paulie meeting, everything. I usually text me, hey, we don't do the meeting again. Leo Star business not can confuse everything.
The young pain. I do.
I apologize. Yeah.
Hi guys, that's okay.
Hi, green, white, and blue.
Bon, I give you. Green lights and blue.
So me, I'm glad you will get Kai on the show because I really want to read from him. I see you. You know, I'm following your TikTok, Instagram and stuff. So I see you. You hold the ball, they wait for the goal, they now have all kind of mood, all kind of attitude.
And the man give you look. It's not give you Algeria, they don't go give you Nigeria.
So how does it feel? You're gonna face the reigning African champions, the second highest ranked team, African team in the FIFA ranking. You know, I saw them play a few friendly game. I think it was a qualifying game against which team. They just smashed them on the field. I don't know which game was it, the last qualifier. So how do you feel? How do you feel about the draw?
I think so. It's good. You know, I've always said, you know, North African football is special. It's more European football compared to most of, you know.
I mean, this is the best of the best you can get from North African
football. It is. Right? They're gonna play. This is not physical football. They play tactical football, and you know, then really they play like, I don't know, the next level of football. Maybe because of their facilities and how they grow up and all that thing. But then really they test you. So. Any team we play against them, you know, the way we if we get a chance to play against, me personally get a chance to play against them, it's not really about they run, but really about just the moments where you take off in the game. Those are the moments these teams they nearly take off per game because they're always going to produce and then get, you know, one of the best players, you know, in the world, Mahrez being part of that team. So it's going to be special.
I mean, I can imagine facing those guys in the big tournament. I think really is a good. I mean, you could have wished for a better draw, but if you have Algeria and Ivory Coast in your group, I mean, just like the statistics show, we don't play Algeria 5 times. You know, of the 5 times from 1996, we beat them 2-0. That was an African Nations Cup qualifier. I think that was the game we played. We won and qualified. I'm not sure if it was the game then. Yeah. But I think we beat Algeria 2-0. Played 5, won 2, drawn 2, lost 1. So the records actually, if you look at it, balanced. But this is a different Algeria. The last time we played them was in 1996. So it's more than 21 years ago, 20 something years ago.
Yeah, different football nowadays.
So it's a big one, right? It's a big draw. You know, Cote d'Ivoire, the last time we faced them in a major tournament, it was in 1994, the African Nations Cup in Tunisia. We lost 4-0. Of course, those were the days of Alan Guameni and others, Giel Terishoa and others, you know, Bakayoko and others. They were on top of their game. They were one of the best team in Africa at that time, you know. So yeah, we played 7 times. I think we don't lost 6 times to them, draw 1. We've not won against them. The last time we draw against, I think you were in that squad. It was Olof Matsin squad in 2015 or something earlier. It was a 0-0. Like what you said, I'm always nervous when they play against me, right, Kai?
Yeah. That's me. You always feel that with some teams, you know, and then feel like say you don't play games the way you feel. Say some teams that then get one number, and so you can say, you know, and I think we come between you and then I say they whether or not motivation for we, you know. I remember the last competition where we not go with and foul Kwame inside the box, pulling foots down, you know, where were playing, and obviously their fans are booing them because of the performance where we put up then things, and but it's good again. Different players we come to different players could look forward to January, so not to the same players where we play against them the last time, and then say if we don't know which team Negafa puts together, but we know it's going to be the best players against the best players we come to African Cup of Nations. But I tell you one thing, Algeria, I mean, I don't think say you want to go to tournaments and just try to find the easy way out from your group. So I think this is the best way, whether or not we history from them, maybe, okay, 20 years from now, we'll talk about this again and say, okay, we'll be played in that last time, that tournament. But this is the time now, because football don't change so much. It's the time now where every little details is going to matter for these tournaments. A way players and therefore prepare for the tournament, whether it's masseurs or videographers, where they, get the stats of the other team so that we can study those things, every little thing. It's not to just for participate. We can not go here for go participate. So, because if that's the case, I mean, we can just write the results then one time or they go. But if we want to really go participate in a good, if we really go compete, every little details, because these are two top teams. Equatorial Guinea, I don't know how they do recently, but these are two top teams for Ivory Coast and Algeria that's going to have every single details marked down. And if you want to compete with them, you have to mark the same things down.
Yeah, I mean, Ivory Coast are not the same Ivory Coast of the likes of Drogba and Yaya Kano. Probably then said they're in a rebuilding process because they have been struggling lately anyway. But Ivory Coast is always Ivory Coast. They get very good young players and how they come in. I think they're just trying to build a squad also for the next World Cup where they want to qualify. But going back to Equatorial again, I remember that's your game, your first game in Malabo. What do you remember about that game? I mean, that was the game that actually launched your career, and I think you just took off from that game. I see the smile, big one, because I remember that the way they were more high with the field, but take us back. What do you expect from Equatorial Guinea? Because we can't write anybody off at this stage, this is a tournament, right?
No, I think with them, like I say, I don't really see them recently play, but we always remember they have a lot of Portuguese players on that team, whether it's players, naturalized players that they do have on that team. So then they get for expect just the same thing where we talk about, say, oh, who's players then we maybe not Sierra Leone born where they're outside, we willing for can play. Those are some of the ways then get for build up and team. We know that because now after this draw don't happen today, everybody's on the drawing board right now for try to think, okay, how is it that we're going to upset, the big countries? Because when it comes to we, for example, I say between we and Equatorial Guinea, we're like, okay, both of us are thinking, now we're going to forget with 3 points, and they think the same. We said they think the same. And then with the big teams, you want to try for Tawapa one of them and see if you can get an upset, So I think we come to that. So we have to build up something really good.
Yeah, but at the same situation, we find ourselves in 1996 Nations Cup in South Africa. So we need to go come out. We get Zambia, obviously, say with Kalusha, I mean, the Malitoli brothers and all, say there's no chance. Then you look at the Algeria team when they get the Musa Saib, all these other players, say it's not get no chance. So biggest chance now we take against Burkina Faso. Because that'll be the weakest side for go against and win. So that's the only game that they will go for win. So at this point, as you talk about Equatorial Guinea, probably that will be a stronghold for Silsa go for start. But we can still upset Algeria in the first game. Probably if they draw or win, everything possible. But it's just like when the interview, the players them. Okay, the legends them today, when they go to Drogba, then go to Eto, and go to the end. You see how panic, you see the panic, the tension, everything today. So in case I be doing at that platform, the interview, the laugh, I will laugh. I will say, look at the tension, look at the technical team of all those teams and how they pressure themselves, because you look at Ivory Coast, at the technical team, you see it all serious and all. Then when you move to Algeria,
I don't really forgot you. I don't know what in Drogba say. I didn't know that French, but I know say mention Sierra Leone.
Yes, it say Sierra Leone and Equatorial Guinea, a reputable team, we probably they will create an upset in the tournament and all. So more no rule them out. So that's easy. So me now we just say, okay, fine. I get the tension, I get the pressure, and I get everything. We alone, we have nothing to lose. We're coming out with free hand, open your heart and all, and Camo can get fun. Yes, we want to participate, we want to compete and see how good for get the best out of it for go to the second round for the first time. Okay, but it's not going to be that kind of pressure on we as a good day on Algeria and Ivory Coast. Definitely. Desmond, you there?
Desmond don't cut off, eh?
Yes, Adea.
Oh.
It is Salon.
Ade Salon, I'm here.
What do you take? The
Well,
long-awaited goal don't come out today. We follow in a group we don't know about right now. Algeria and Ivory Coast and Equatorial Guinea. So what do you think?
I think say Salon, we are ready. That's all I can say. I'm so excited. I tell somebody in one radio program, say, I know they even waste me energy for look at the draw. My energy now at the transfer and so waiting to motivate me players and keep that positive spirit to have been get to qualify till we win. And I tell people at the station, say Salon is not going to participate, but we are going there to win. So whether you like it or not, we are going there as Sierra Leone. The same way we perform in the qualifiers, this is the same way we're going to perform in this Nations Cup. Forget about Algeria, Equatorial Guinea, Ivory Coast, forget about them. This is football. No longer they play with names, no longer they play with on the paper. Now what you do at 90 minutes, 90 times say you get the result correct. And your preparation as well. So, and the most important thing where they happen around with football at the moment, if you look, I don't know if not true, but I understand say Kista also going to Cameroon with the FA president. I don't know if that is true or not.
That's correct.
But if that is correct, that tells you say we don't get a turning point ever since in the history of Salon. We national coach not ever goes and he draw the B. So this now a turning point now with football in structure and with football in organization. Something good is about to come in the likes of Kai and the likes of Meadow, Strasser, Mustafa Bundu, all the rest. I'm sure they are ready. Their blood is now hot. They just want January to come. Salon go there and hit the ground running.
Yeah, I think so. What you say, I'll go. Yeah, football, it depends on the 90 minutes. I definitely agree with you on that. But one important thing we say is that preparation. And I mentioned to me is how prepared are you going to be? You know, and when I talk about the preparation again, is you physio, you masseur, you video analyst people, everything, because it can't become, yes, it's 90 minutes, but when you want to compete with, we'll play a game against a team and I'll say them better pass, we really get for watch them, you really get for study them, and they really get for breaking down to you for talking that, so we get for play them. Because yeah, we can go into that game and feel like say, okay, with the good Tawa, but Tawa not the inside this African Cup of Nations.
Well, why I'm happy? The reason why I'm happy is for 25 years, we've been having this excitement. We've been having this euphoria hanging around Sierra Leone. When are we going there? When are we going there? When are we going there? And we went to Guinea. We did it in a dramatical style. Despite all the forces, the problem, the challenges, sleeping on the floor, looking guys playing with leaf on their feet, COVID test and all the rest, to the pitch, still are not going to play. Somebody can motivate the players, and at the end of the day, we go there, you gave us the goal. So what else should we be waiting for? You guys go there and make us proud. Some of us who will be lucky to go there, will be there cheering you guys. But as for me, I'm rest assured, you guys are going to make us proud. Whether the preparation is right or wrong, you guys are going to make us, because mind you, it is your career is at stake, because this is the last moment. It's a turning point for Sierra Leone. And you don't want to leave the national team and say, oh, I was there, I missed the goal. You want to say, I was there, this is the medal.
Paul, I would say, Padande, preparation cannot be wrong in this time around, please.
Well, let's continue for get the conversation going. Let's continue for engage the right people. Let's continue for disseminate the right message. You say things are not right. Let we call them. Let we encourage and say, look, preparation takes everything. Like the way they call, so getting a match analyst, getting a video analyst who can analyze the other teams. Now we begin to do a history check of them clubs and then countries and how many players they don't play in qualifiers. The clubs are only able to play 90 minutes. How many hours in them belts? Are they going to call them? How many friendlies they don't lined up for play? Now we don't know so they play Algeria. So if they set up a friendly, we will go look at Morocco, we'll go look at Tunisia, because they all play the same style of football. They get endurance. They keep the ball that much. They play a lot of counter-attack. But the problem with Algeria now, they get skillful players. Of course, Ivory Coast, we know the last time why we lost to them. Now because the referee been there in their favor. So this now we teammate them. It just depends on, as you say, let we get to act properly. Mama, why you laugh? I'm serious about it. I know Sierra Leone is going to make us proud.
Well, wait till let talk. You see the laugh. Let talk.
No, I'm going to talk about it done.
Done.
Okay, so from me on side, I think the important thing to hopefully think about is not about performance right now, because we always debate the goal in terms of performance. Let's talk about preparation first. Preparation mean the right preparation, getting the right personnel around the national team, because waiting up inside Guinea last game, the competition, the tension, if it carry on something will be difficult for them to even cross one game. Kai go testify, the kind tension, the kind animosity. I mean, that's not a national team. If you talk about technical team, there should have to be a complete technical team, the way Kai they mentioned, with the right physiotherapists, the right doctors, the right director of performance. He get forgets. A mental coach and all. He get to be complete. So I no say if you get 10 people around the national team, then 10 people and they're able to throw in the right information. But if you get everybody all jacket jean coming from here, okay, I work for the FA, I work for this ministry, I come up from the parliament, I come up from, how do you call it, parliamentarian sport. What do you get for the inside yes, you? What you want can talk? You come on a parliament, what you want can talk? So if you so convinced, everybody one can put in 2 cents, everybody one can add. You see, we game the done. All man they come up from stand for one go inside the room. For go do waiting. What you want can talk? When we get only 2 minutes, that coach day we will get 15 minutes of a time break, but you get only 2 minutes for sending down that important message to the player they need. Yes, you can get 5 things to talk about, but you never ever go for talk about 5 things. You just talk about 2, and that 2 things they get for be very very important. Everybody get for be silent. The players they all get for get up at the right time. But if you bring 50 people and can say the room, then they talking and then they talking, oh man, distraction. So firstly, then things that the first try for settle down. Then we professionalize the operations around national team. Okay, what do you think?
Yeah, no, 100%. What do you mean want to know actually? Obviously, I hope Siago know I'm in the near future. Is when the national team get for then end up for like meet up, or then is it 2 weeks before the tournament, or is it, then thing and then I may go and know more importantly, not for me personally, or well, yeah, sure, if I'm part of it, but yeah, is it 2 weeks before, the tournament?
But most probably
in salon, or not 2 weeks, on a 1 week you get for day now, the tournament's place before the tournament starts.
Okay, so the whole tournament preparation for players joining the national team, it get for be in 1 month. So 1 month, I make the teams then at Europe, they found out players where they come up from Africa during that period, because they always take us in a 1 month competition it lasts for. But what about the preparation? You got a 1 month preparation as well. So those players come in maybe the 19, because most of the time the leagues that Europe can done the 14, 15 to 19 for Christmas break. So within that period, then you left your club for go and then go join your national team and prepare till the Nations Cup. Nations Cup before they start at the 12, 17, and then they start. But this one, I think, say they start earlier than that. So you get 1 month, at least the coach, the staff, the technical staff, get 1 month for get the players, then assemble them together and see how they will prepare them very well. But for me, now that we get WhatsApp group, we get other things, there is other means ways the way we can still able to prepare the players, them and the team without even getting in contact with them or assemble them all together. So the world don't advance as compared to 25 years ago. 25 years ago, we never create WhatsApp group, for example. But now the technical team can create a WhatsApp group, throw in, the system, the plan, the method, everything able to go in there, and the players that can go and say, okay, now this is our option. There one plan A and plan B. Okay, one play with back 4, one play with back 5. Okay, this is not so one for do. Then players that can be in get so as soon as the players then come, they don't get much for go over anymore. Then they just continue from there.
Yeah. So let's go back briefly to the preparation. Bita, I think we can get on this show once we talk about the friendly games. We predict, of course, we will try for play the permutation game, which teams they will play. We will predict so we'll likely play against a North African team, right? So
yes,
we talk say at least one friendly game for being a North African. We predict say whatever happens, we'll meet up one West African team.
Yes.
Whether not French speaking or Gambia, but we must meet up the way you look at the pot and the draw, pure. And then we don't get now a group, we don't get Ivory Coast. So it is still in the neighborhood, Ivory Coast, Guinea, Mali, we're all the same. And then we'll be predict say at least we'll get one Central African team. We'll be talking about Gabon because of the weather or somewhere around there. And we don't get Equatorial Guinea where they're on the border with Cameroon. So they're all geographically in the same region. Yes. Going to the preparation, because they talk about the technical aspect, which we'll come to in a moment. But when you look at a preparation like this, where the driver gets, Algeria, you can go now, you go on YouTube, you can see all the game there. You can see everything you know about Algeria. You can see them. If you go on the CAF website, you go see all the highlights. Of course, the same for we and for that. But you definitely need details for going into all the technicalities that we will not come to we will not go talk about that. But what do you think if they talk about the preparation, they talk about the medical side and all the technical aspect them. But purely way they prepare for a tournament like this, what do you go suggest to the FA or the people already in charge say, which team will they look at possibly for the trial for exchange complementaries they would now, or see if we're able to get them on board for friendly games?
I think when it comes to African football, it's very competitive now. It's one thing for sure. Yes, Algeria is they're the defending champion. We know that. We have got good spell against Ivory Coast. I think a couple of times we've defeated Equatorial Guinea. The suggestion here, it's about setting up. I sent you something the other day when Rwanda named their coach. You see the setup. They got video analysts.
I think it was Uganda.
Uganda. They got video analysts, which is what's very important now in football. You have to know your opponent. You have to know how they play. You have to study them from A to Z. So these are the kind of things, if you're able to look at them on, like you say, YouTube, or look at their recent games, then it's important. But we have to make sure we get those things. So going into preparation, first, the technical side of Sierra Leone needs to know their opponent. Then when you know your opponent, then you need to plan how to play against them. We got a chance in this group. I've just gone through the whole thing just now. That's why I was listening to you guys talking. We got a chance in this group because it's 2-team qualifying and a best loser. So you're going to be the first 2 teams in each group, then you can qualify as a best loser. What I don't like, where I was personally, it's the fact that we play in Algeria first game. But without any fear, obviously, on paper, on the pitch, it's going to be our determination and how best we know Algeria, how best we can approach Algeria for Algeria to understand we are not coming here to mess about. We're coming to play football. So if I'm suggesting how to approach these games, like we've already said, we need to play teams like Morocco, teams like Algeria, and teams like Tunisia on a friendly to see how the North African, the speed of their game. These North African leagues, Morocco just win the African Cup of Nations for home base. So these are just their home base players. They've won it twice now. And that shows you how consistent their league. Then you add to the foreign base players that wouldn't get, same to Algeria. So we have to play a North African team, at least to know them, because we've not played them for a very long time.
Yes.
We have to play a couple of West African teams.
Me personally, I would say I go look for play, yes, North African team at the end of preparation. At the beginning of preparation, I would look for see me, me group of guys trying to really find ourselves first and, weigh ourselves to see, where we really, put in like a camp together. So like 2 weeks camp where really to train. I don't hear you now, in the group before, because there's a lot of players then we not can play it, where they want to look at all them things they are. And with all that, it's going to take so much time that we don't have, and international breaks that we don't have. So if we, bring in a bunch of players, then right now we're not play before, and they will come play, let's say Egypt right away, and say a few of us missed out on that game. So maybe then drop a few of us out, say, okay, we don't want to see you now because we don't see you not here. So we want to look at the new players, and the new players that now can get the opportunity for play against, Egypt or Morocco. I feel like it's going to be like a waste, instead of like, maybe if you play them teams, then they, as in a friendly, it's play them, let's say, inside December, in the last week or 2 weeks of preparation. It can be in a closed door scrimmage. Usually you can get them in there, right? It's people play in a closed
depending
door.
on the arrangements. Depending on the arrangements. Yeah.
So it could be closed door. It doesn't really need to be international break or this, that. It could be during just when I did camp, when I play a closed door scrimmage against those teams, so you can weigh yourself.
Well, what you're saying, it does make sense. But what I was about, to conclude with is the fact that I've already said, going into friendlies, I need to see those players that have already I marked but not played for Sierra Leone. The reason being, you don't want to go take players to a tournament, then these are the only players you get, then you realize they're not the type of players I was hoping for. So that's why you want to see them in a friendly games and make sure you satisfy with them going into the tournament, because it's very, very sensitive. What I just gathered from what you're saying, are you suggesting we go with the same squad and play some of these friendlies to test what we already got at hand, like the present squad, without any involvement of any of these new names?
No. I just tried to say, for example, if we did play international friendlies, which from what is Leone Star, I never played international friendly. I done it for 12 years. I always say that, which, it's embarrassment, but hopefully that changes. But so if there is a friendly, I would love to play in a friendly. If not, international friendly dates where you're free for play, I would love to play. But for example, if Coach Kista say, okay, Kai, I don't need you for play. I want to look at another player. There are no problems. But if then they look at other players, and then these international friendlies ends up becoming against, let's say Morocco, or, let's say again, Egypt. And then not Dede, or, a few other players, then we maybe John Kista they think of for use in the tournament don't play in these competitive friendlies, then how are you really preparing, the players that's going to play in the tournament in these friendlies when not too competitive? So wait to me to suggest this. Yes, like this tournament, why but there's a tournament coming.
Yes.
I just hear it from one. So those are the tournaments. Maybe is it international dates during that tournament?
Yeah. Yes, I think it's on international date. Yes.
Yes, so FIFA calendar window. Yes.
Right. So maybe those are the games where if they're looking at inviting, other players, then those are the times you can invite those guys to play those things. And then come closer to the, the next FIFA date, which in November, then we can play these other teams, to really prepare.
It all depends on we can only say things here for instance, but it's a good plan for the preparation in DR Congo. But I've already emphasized that last week. I would want to see these new lads be part of this team. I want to see them play. I want to see if the kind of player we're thinking, we're writing about, the players we're talking about, if they fit enough. No disrespect to anybody, but they're playing in the good leagues. But coming into a national team setup, I would like to see them play. And that's why I mentioned it last week. But it's definitely going to be a very huge game, because how I work it out, let's look at this. We play our first game to Algeria. I'm looking at the worst case scenario. Say we lost to Algeria, then Ivory Coast beat Equatorial Guinea. Then the group don't become tense for we, because we know we have to do well to even get a third place bet. So the way it is now, they split the two, where I will say weakened side, into the two giants. So we play Algeria first game, Equatorial Guinea is going to play Ivory Coast first game. So we want to make sure when we play the next game, because I've not really studied it, I don't know if we will play Ivory Coast next or Equatorial Guinea after the Algeria game. But definitely when it goes like this, Algeria don't win, Ivory Coast don't win, it become tense. So we need that calming spirit within ourselves to know that all is not lost. We can still go and draw one and win one of these games and be one of the teams going with Algeria, or we just need to do well. And unfortunately, this is the same thing that happened in '96. We beat Burkina Faso, but because we conceded a lot of goals, we were not able to make one of the best teams. We conceded a lot of goals. We lost 4 to Zambia. We lost 2 to Algeria. That was 6 goals conceded. So even when we beat Burkina Faso, we were not able to make it. So these are the things, if you get to lose a game like in a tournament, you get to lose in a very dignified way. 1-0, 2-1.
Paul.
Okay.
Paul,
yeah, Guy, go ahead. Yeah.
So in the games,
Paul, what would you want to see? Like, or Paul Mohamed, what do you want to see? Like this tournament, but obviously I'm not, myself not really get details of this tournament yet. Do we, we will just play this game against Benin. Should we get the opportunity for playing this tournament, or that this tournament now therefore finally call, the foreign players them we need for C? I mean, maybe this is the coaching side of me too that's talking. But yeah, is this the time now for? Because if na FIFA calendar, not the normal for come. That's some my opinion thing. So what do you want to think?
I think personally, it depends. Listen, I'm not here to make the coach's job very difficult. He already has a difficult job that I can imagine, but we are here to talk frankly and to talk about issues and to try to bring out suggestions. And I think, I don't know what kind of work has gone behind the scene talking to these guys, so I'm not going to jump the gun. But in an ideal situation, we're in September now, because we know they don't count August anymore. The draw don't come out, so we are in a couple of weeks. We're in September. Things could go very fast. There's a FIFA calendar open coming out between now and the 6th of September, between the 28th and the 6th of September. So you have a FIFA calendar. The next one will be probably in November, another 4 weeks or 8 weeks later. So you have very few time for work with players and forget for no players. Now, the question is, what's in the coaching plan, right? He knows you guys, you've been there, you've done it, you've done the job. I mean, I'm sure as long as you keep fit, I mean, you'll always be in the running for be selected. I'm 100% sure, because your experience counts and everything. But going back to your question, in an ideal situation, I will have done my homework, knowing, I'm not saying now we don't identify players, hopefully we don't know players over, but we still not get over the line yet. And that side, there's still no clarity. Let's be honest, right? We just throw names around, but we don't know also waiting in at the manager in mind. We don't know what his plans are, because it's literally going to be down to him. Even if we try to get players over the line, probably we'll say, yeah, okay, but this position is already filled, or this position is already filled. This is where I need to strengthen. This is where I need to strengthen. Now, in a squad of 23 or 26, depending if COVID could go away, probably say, okay, take 26 players with you. I'm assuming you will have a lot of permutations and a lot of formation the way they play. So now probably, looking at it from the bigger picture, you got to look at all them possibilities and who that they don't talk to. I think you try to get them in as early as possible. So to your question, to your point, I think I will get them in. If I could get them in this window, this particular window, and then go into December, I will able to follow them progress, that would be fine. In an ideal situation, you need to know the players and how the core players, because let me tell you, it's not that easy as we think. Forget a permutation of players, easy. Especially when they get players when they come in for the first time, we don't know the system, it's African football, they have, we are going to a major tournament, okay, all eyes will be on them, it's a different ball game, but it's still African football, So I, in my own personal opinion, probably could have done my homework. I could have done a lot of research, background check, and everything, whatever you want to call them, on the player specifically and which are they look for. If that comes into play, fine. Other ones in the way you go call opportunity players, and probably we will come in. I talked this the last time, but somebody say you don't expect somebody who don't perform for 4 months between now and December will be called to the national team. But it don't happen most of the time because it depends on which player they inform. You understand? So I personally would have left this window open for that opportunity, but I will need to have a closure by the next window because I need to know who I'm getting. I need to know who I'm going with. And of course, I will not work out all the formation. Now we are playing Algeria, to your point. What formation will we use? Because in the first game, we don't have to lose 4-0. If we lose 4-0, we're already on the back foot, right, Kai? Because the third place team can still qualify. You understand? There's a best loser for a team.
So in every group, third place
yes.
team.
Well, every group, team, yes.
No, not every group.
Not every group, but it depends on the best loser. So then you look across the group.
The best four third place all over the groups.
Yes. So we have 6 groups. So you get you get still 3 windows open for the third best place. So then you look across 6 groups. So I mean, if you don't lose your first game 4-0 or 5-0, you don't lose your second game. Like what Ali, exactly what Ali said happened to we in 96. We lost our first game. Before we go down, we did -6. We'll be Burkina Faso, but our goal difference was -4. So we have literally.
Because the team we won for starting in that 96, we not lost the first game. We win the first game.
We win the first game. We beat
the first game. Burkina Faso we win. Yeah.
Yes, but the 2 other games, that's where things go bad.
Yes, we opening game we win. I'm sorry, I thought it was the other way around. But the opening
game
we win. Yes.
Win the opening game. Yes. You know, but
for London. So let me go.
Yes, go ahead.
For me, I don't see a clear plan. If we don't see a clear plan, then we can able for me prioritize we objectives. So now, if the technical team or maybe the technical director, we don't come out to the pool of players in terms of how much professional players that we get, almost home-based players that we get, almost potential newcomers that will get into the team. Okay, if you don't get their names, then they all out. Then now it's easier for able to go into the real technical preparation. Now we're talking about tournament. What are the objectives? What are the objectives in that tournament? If we go win the tournament, if we go expose player, then if we go see the Rhino play it, or if we go build the team when they go play Nations Cup. It's 4 months to Nations Cup. So right now they talk about, even when Ali Bitali mentioned about the Nations Cup, the games that we get for play. We should not be talking about Nations Cup game now. No, prepare the team first. Going to the tournament. When you left 1 month, 3 weeks to the tournament, now you begin to think about how the game get for go. 2 weeks, how the game get for go. What do you for expect? I mean, how do that team they play? How will they play? Okay, we don't get enough video footage about them. We don't study there. Now we know technically how they play. They play back 4, back 3, and back. You know, we go study from now how Algeria get for play. It's impossible because down the line to the tournament, then we don't prioritize some other principles or other things that we don't go know about. So for me now, get a clear picture on the players that we get for Mecam, potential players that we get for Mecam to the Nations Cup. So now we get professional players that we play right through the qualifiers. We get home-based players that we play through the qualifiers as well. And then now we get potential newcomers that we might come in. Okay? Then players who might come in, now the trouble player there. Because now if you go into the tournament, then as Kai say, if the coach say, okay, well, we don't see Una now. But no play the one they will not see. Because they will not see it, so go for play them because we want for see them. And now if that's not the only important friendly match for play, then now we can't use the players the way the newcomers, then they not can fit in, not can blend properly, we not get nothing from them, not get close enough 6 can play, we get only 3 of them from them. That means the 3 or 4 players them or 5 players them will not play in that tournament. They will get for play Nations Cup, putting in game. Now in kind of try for talk. So for me, if we know our objective going into the tournament in Congo, then now we don't talk say, okay, now the team who don't put their names here together, who's going for help now? Because if you don't put all the names together, will be professionals them and the newcomers them, who go on the talk say, oh, okay, this is the player right wing, now the player right wing. Okay, this is not forward, this is not forward. Okay, this is not 1 by 8, this is not 1 by 8. Okay, now they play past this. Okay, then they go get better result or not. Then now you don't get something for talk about. Yeah, but now if you go to that game day and Kista go use all the players that will play against Benin, or other few will not be there, then Bouya, they will not be there, add them to the squad, make a perfect squad. Then how good for seeing new players then? So it's something that, okay, you can for divide and push the preparation into different phases. Okay? Say if we go into 6 friendly matches, they will say, okay, one team done West Africa now will get for play. However it may be, for me, I will choose Senegal because they're the strongest. Now we'll play against Senegal, then beat 2-5, then beat 3-5, no problem. We'll play against Senegal. Yeah. Then we play against Morocco. For me, we're judging for play against Senegal and Morocco. Okay. Then now we can play other friendly matches. Then now other small friendly matches we can play just for keep the team fit in terms of physical and technical reputation, other things then, and keep our fit. But the 2 major for play, Morocco and Senegal. That's why you bring all the whole team now together and play them 2 friendly matches in there. Then now you go for way option. You go for lowest level you day. For me, I think it's not the best way than it. But now for we talk from here on players or talk about to the game, then it's too early to talk about that. If we not get guide, if we get guide.
The question way Kai asked, maybe you go into detail and explain now, but the question he asked is exactly what you don't explain. It's about the question of prioritizing which you will forget first. But yeah, I agree.
What the objective?
Like I think they make something suggestion like that, and they say the big games them, like Senegal, Morocco, for example, in this case, we get for left and for last. Because you don't already see the 2-3 friendly games that we don't play and the selection that we don't get, and the new players that we don't get. You don't see a lot of them, for able to make up your mind, say, okay, now, the rubber get for meet the road now. They go to the big guys and now, go see, go test yourself. Because on par, you can put Senegal and Ivory Coast on par. That's the same heavyweight. They play the same type of football, French-speaking countries, a little bit more of the same mentality. You go Morocco, will probably be the same. Morocco, Algeria, probably Algerians are more quicker. Morocco is also the same. Physical.
Yeah.
Physical, very physical. Algerians are more technical, but Morocco is more physical, more technical as well. You get them good technical players in Morocco. So yeah, Kai, to your question earlier, maybe Mimo summarize in a better way. Let this window open, get some, what you ever get, prioritize what they prioritize now, get it together. And then after this, 2, 3 games or 4 games, we'll get for camp or whatever tournament, you know your objective. And then you now run down, then you don't get a picture for the big game because preparation goes in stages, right? The first stage, second stage, and then the final stage. And then like what Mimo say, don't talk about Algeria now or talk about or Ivory Coast. Don't we just talk about how we prepare?
Yes.
We get the basics then, right? Like I say, get all the things that were necessary. Let the players not get headache for nothing. If we get for hire people themselves for 6 months for go work, love them, master, whatever, what think I need, let them give the players them, now left the ground. So at least we go focus on the technical side of the thing and make the job for everybody easier. I mean, and if we go that tournament day, let's give it a go. Let's give it a go because like what think I say earlier, you have so much video, so much material of these guys playing abroad. Individually, you can able know the squad. You know the squad now. You know that they don't play. You can able scout them players and say one by one. You able bring it analysis of everything. The data is all over the place. So
it's like
I hope they will make use of that, the scouting, the analysis, and try to put a good model, or try to talk about something how we get to go play because we don't need to go there, second guessing. I mean, you know what I mean. There has to be a clear plan. There has to be preparation, clear plan, and we'll say, okay, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah. And Paul, like I'm saying, this mean not to Kai the footballer they talk right now. It's not just Kai the footballer. We don't there around football for a long time. And one thing with this pandemic don't teach we that this what you will do right now. So these Zooms and you have Zoom presentations. For example, the teams that we're doing this pandemic, we don't do lots of presentations. We'll almost sit inside one room, And I remember one time, I be set up a Zoom for we the players, even just the players, and get together for try to talk about something before we go in that camp. And then I started thinking about that, saying, hey, even like when I be the talk, I don't watch the show a few times when I able come, but identifying the 40 players or this, I go like forget a phone call to say, okay, this now a group of when I all don't put together on a get for day. And whether a communication starts between we or whether not even classes, like one of these, they call and put together the videos, they won't able to go meet there for let them show we, but then go begin, the breakdown. This is, like this we look at, now this we get for begin for the, this is the vision of what you want to do. Or even, for example, let's say Slafa put something together and then we all know able there because we never get like a rare meeting or presentation, but one of those where can sit on and say, okay, this now we go, we make this tournament right now, they don't make so most of we don't know about, okay, this tournament is not the goal for this tournament, this, X and X social players, or not names, but these are the type of players we're going to take to this place. And then we get another one later, this is not the type of players that we're going to go. I'll go make an example. The US just played the Gold Cup. And when the US played the Gold Cup, before the Gold Cup, they'll be play one, League Cup or something. They play that tournament just before that. Some of my party there, whether they are not called the name, I call them and say, why you need to go play this tournament? Or the coach say, wait, now the Gold Cup, now they are go play. And I say, okay, don't guarantee you down there already. And I say yes, because that first other tournament where the US go and not take a certain amount of players and save them, say, okay, una na the Gold Cup with the call una for, now the Gold Cup una get ready for. And just when you get those kind of assurance, then you're preparing towards that. So I go no say, okay, September they come, like I say, I never play friendlies. Am I going for friendlies, in September for go play? Or am I waiting for November friendlies? Or maybe not, okay, just that 1 month in December, we'll get together. That's what you have to prepare for, so those kind of things.
Yeah, I think for myself as player, that kind of communication and that kind of clarity will put you at ease and prepare you very well, much better for the task ahead, because, like what you say, technology as today don't develop. The pandemic bring a lot of things, but one thing we do for we now, which we do so, right? So this you could do a solid presentation of the players the way VC is. You know, guys, this is what we're looking at. This is what we're looking at. This is our first group. You know, you have to take like what you mean was a game by game. You know, don't rush it, but you get for look at systematically. You go down, and then inside you form a packet. You know, you form a package and everything. You make that presentation. So everybody knows. You know, coaching is not always on the field. It can be out of the field. It can be. There's a different means of communication. In fact, what they talk out of the field more important than what can happen on the field. You know, because players need to recognize certain stuff. So yeah,
right now we get pandemic.
Before we go to that level, Kai, like this is something we've always been saying. We have to be professional. Understand? Yeah. There's so much we can do now with videos. I mean, we were to do UEFA A courses or waiting. In fact, big chunk of your course now on computer, right? You have to know waiting for cut and paste. You know, you have to, if you cannot do it, the data is don't even try it because you will not get your, you will not get your qualification. I mean, it is so fluid and sophisticated now. I mean, I can literally, as a coach, if I get the time and I get the video, I can even cut and make a 20-minute presentation of a game, 4 or 5 games, 20 minutes, and I able to put all the principles that I want and what they look, I able to put inside that presentation, and I able exactly predict models and where they can work for come up in that game. I mean, Kai, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So don't make use of them medium there, I'll make use of them, you know. But for we to go to that level, we have to be professionals. You know, I mean, there's so much out there. There's software we go use for get. There's so much anyway, you know. But it ain't in our hands now, right? We have to do it. Desmond, go ahead, yeah.
I'm happy about they bring the conversation to the people the way they make decisions around with football. And so many times discussions and also don't they lead for some rapid changes around the structure of football in our nation. So I'm sure if Kista is now in Cameroon, then I believe say before going to January, we might get a video analyst who will join the national team, or we might get somebody who will able to play with graphic, equity to cut and paste, look at the system of playing, and whether they play a diamond shape, whether they play an open shape, whether then they go straight, whether they use the flank, whether they play on counter attack, whose player will have their strength, at which time that player will come in, which player will come in. I'm sure we could definitely get them things in place. For me, as I sit here, all I can say is I'm optimistic and I'm really happy because I see Sierra Leone this time around. I'm telling everyone, whether you believe it or not, I see Sierra Leone not just going there to participate. Our first match is a match that will make history for us, and we're going to make the history. We are ready for it, and I'm sure the players are ready. Preparation-wise, this is what we are doing. So we're preparing the minds of the people in the nation. We're also preparing the minds of the coaches. Everybody around football, they follow our programs. They listen to what we say. So we're not going to run after them this time around. I tell you, this time by hook or crook, Salom must do what is necessary to get the players, bring us victory. Sierra Leoneans are ready to chase anyone that is not ready for us to win Nations Cup. I'm sure. I was in town today. I know what I saw. I know the people I talked to. I know the zeal that is out here. So, you know, let us look at the preparation. It's very important. But I know who we are, Sierra Leoneans. When we say we want this, we'll go for it. No matter how tough it is, we'll go. Problems might come, but we'll stand over those problems. This is the time for us as a nation.
I see the smile and
I love Desmond.
Desmond add to that.
Desmond are patriotic, you know, man. You know,
positive vibes. Desmond, I appreciate your positivity, which is very, very important in going forward. Yes, like I've already said, we got chance. We can make it from this group, but how we approach games them, for me, is that kind of mentality I'm trying to transfer to whoever going to handle the preparation, the players' mentality, because even losing one game doesn't mean you're out. But the problem is the approach, just like what happened against Nigeria. We've gone to Nigeria, we've produced one of the biggest upset, which up till now, that will go down in the record books of Nigerians to say, hey, this year, Sierra Leone will score 4 per Sierra Leone come back and never back down. On a normal day, when they don't score 4 per you, the best thing you can begin to think about now is to play for pride. But we not only play for pride, we go back and come back from 0 to 4-4. So this kind of mentality now for, install in ourselves, the belief, the resilience Now, Algeria is a defending champion. That was yesterday. Today is a different day. January 2022 is going to be another different day. But all what we're saying, the resilience, the passion, everything, it has to start. It's a charity begins at home. So this preparation, got a long way, to motivate our team, Sierra Leone team, the national team. So yes, all is down to how we prepare going into this tournament, because it's going to be massive. We can qualify, but how we approach game by game, we don't want to take any unfortunate scorelines, which happened in the 1996 Nations Cup. That was my concern. When we beat Burkina Faso, the nation was gagging, thinking we were going to qualify to the round of 16. Zambia 4, Algeria 2. That was it. So we always go back. I like to go back to these things because it happened before. We don't want it to happen again. That was 1996. That was 25. Well, by next year, it's going to be 26 years. So Sierra Leone yes, we have the players, we have the potential, we have the capability to go there and cause upset.
Okay, so I'll just take some comments there while we prepare the wait. Nanango Dego say, especially Algeria, them the way how Gladi, this is Gladi for the draw. He say, I like we not qualify safe again. I get beaucoup Algerian friends them. I mean football team. All time then they ask me if Salon they take part in football business. I don't know how to answer them. We feel your pain. Okay, I'll take other comment. Joseph Blackie say, Desmond, I like that statement. We are going to win, and we will chase any that doesn't want to make it happen. Lulu Lewis say, Leon Stars coach needs to be part of these conversations. Okay. Lahai Ture say, getting friendly matches is not the matter. But mind you, most of our players lack soccer education trust. So I don't think after every match played, there should be post-game analysis. But Leon Stars lack after every game, call the players, teach them the lacks, put a projector, but nothing like that. Yep. I understand. That's a professional setup. Okay. Abbas Kamara is a technicality and physicality plus fitness. In between, let the players sit and watch their technical performance, counteract to beat them. Kefala Kosia say the game, I don't know which game they talk about, probably not the how you call it? The tournament. The tournament. He said the game, according to information from the FA, is only for home-based players.
So you mean the tournament we're going?
Yeah, that's what he's saying. I don't know if you can confirm that, but that's what he's saying.
Well,
Alaji Tijanjalo say, if we can get a point in our opener against Algeria, it would be great motivation for the team. Abbas Kamara say, I think we should stop speaking negatively to our team. We should be positive to energize the spirit of our boys. All we need to be talking about is technical and physical development. Kefala Koshia say again, they are worried about us just as the way we are worried about them. They are asking if John Kista is a foreign coach. I don't know if Nigeria they talk about or Ivory Coast. I don't know. Okay, so those are some of the comments. There's a lot of comments, by the way. Ali,
it's whatever way we football analysis. I followed other former players, top journalists around the world. It's not negative, it's a fact. And when you put some of this fact together, it might sound negative, but that's just the way it is. From what this person just posted, if that is true, okay. But going to, I don't want to comment based on what he said, but if it just going to a tournament to play 4 games with a home base, it's very important as well. Meaning maybe you're trying to strengthen, the mentality and the physicality, of the home base team. Then that was 4 top game we're going to play. If every team come and participate on that tournament, we're playing 4 games. When next we're playing the next friendly. So it's a thing where we just have to give a little time, let the SLFA and the technical team, come out and just give us some more updates on these things. Because if you're going to go and play 4 massive games like this with just a home-based team, okay, it's good because the CHAN is coming up. Maybe it's also good because the CHAN tournament for the home base is one thing we never do well pan yet. So it's also good, but I would like to, find out further whether some of these guys are going to be able to join the team for the friendlies or if it's just home base, so that we can suspend about whatever way you look at it. We have to be at our best. We have to be at our best because while you were reading just now, I'm still trying to figure out. I think probably we even play the 2 top teams in the group before even we play Burkina Faso. I'm still trying to work out the way CAF.
Yeah, we'll try to forget the fixture. We'll try to wait because the fixture will come out maybe in the next 24 hours.
I'm looking at it. The way they do it, they look at E1, E2. In the group, E1 is obviously Algeria, and E2 is Sierra Leone. So that's why Sierra Leone play Algeria first game. Then if you look at going forward, the next game, E3, they play E4, which is Burkina Faso and Equatorial Guinea. Then you go now to the next game, E4, they play E2 again. So E4 in the group is definitely Ivory Coast, and E2 is Sierra Leone. So this is huge for we. So people get to understand why we emphasize on preparation and the ability to put things together properly. We're playing 2 massive teams in a tournament. On the day we can cause an upset, but they just like us. They probably the first thing they're going to look for today, that Nigeria game will play. The first thing, because these are one of the games right now we don't left mark across Africa. The first thing Algeria and Ivory Coast is going to look for is that Nigeria game will play. That is for sure. I can tell you because even today, if a Nigerian guy called me, they're doing their own Zoom program because they were expecting against Sierra Leone, Nigeria, but unfortunately that was not the case. So we're joking about it. So it's always important for people to understand this is not a negative discussion. This is what we need to let the authorities understand. This we have to go and compete this time around. If we can make it to the round of 16, at least it's something, it's a start. Then we can pick up from there now onwards. So for me, I see every point we all don't make, they are very, very important. But as time goes on, we're able to find out whether the DR Congo tournament and the Ethiopia friendly is basically going to be just for home base. I think probably they might slightly change their mind after this draws today.
Yeah. So Kai, Kista, you know the coach very well. I mean, you've worked with him for a long time. Will he be happy with this draw?
Yeah, actually.
What do you think he's thinking right now? You think you'll be happy?
I speak to him actually right after the draw. I speak to him, and he's ill at the moment. And I'll be able to show up to the room where the draw was. I was like, man, I feel bad, man, because this is like the special moment and you want to be there. So he wasn't feeling well being there, but we talked about it, and just to say, this that big opportunity for the way we've done the play and the way, we don't work so hard for come into this African Cup of Nations now, and now finally here we are, and time to compete. We talked about the Ivory Coast, we don't play them before and all that in there, so we share some thoughts going through those things. But to me, I just want to talk to Anamo just to say, hey, coach, how you feel? Because me as a player, super excited right now, and you can coach team now against the big guns, the Ivory Coast and Algeria, not to take Equatorial Guinea out of it. So, but how you feel, and what's the next plan? I say, okay, go get back to me, because again he wasn't feeling well. So I say, okay, we reach back in a ton, and we'll talk. I actually just get another phone call, but where the connection not be so good. And I was really super excited. The things that I called for don't go through. That was the president of SLAFA. So I really felt honored the fact that he's given me a call just now, but the connection was really poor. And I'm sure Sayin said very super excited and wanted to share that, with me. So that was pretty good. But I just look forward for just Yeri, everything where everybody gets to say. So, but right now, I think that celebration for me and players, really, how many hundred players, but then to them and you guys, which you guys are helping greatly, Una, they help so much because you don't get around football for so long, even if they're not calling Una directly for ask for opinion, but some of these things you're saying are spot on. Now, so for prepare for, even if Nagala, you go play, if you get team where they go play Nakenema, you wait and say, if you go send somebody, look, Desmond, they go force Nakenema, go watch pen field, set field for we, and then Udaga for cook for we, then get Sunday, this, that, and I need not to play for. And if a fan person in Cameroon, we get for the cook plazas for 110 for the players there.
Don't worry, Cameroon, English speaking Cameroon, then get the same dish like Salomon.
They can go cassava leaf.
Then they cook cassava leaf, then get all that stuff. Then so it will not be so different from what we do.
I don't ever go Cameroon, so we know
yes. They have cassava leaf, they have cassava yams, pounded yam, everything they have. So, but Kai, the euphoria of qualifying, obviously, we don't qualify for the first time. I mean, you being a pivotal member of that squad with your role, you don't play both on and off the field. But that euphoria really get for die down now and start the real work, right? Are you looking forward now to say, okay, I know you spoke to the FA president. I will not want you to divulge all the information, but what will you want to tell them after everything is said and done in the next probably couple of days or weeks? What will you want them to see? What will you want them to say immediately after this draw? Now that we don't know who opponent them is out there, what will you say to them? I mean, what do you expect now for them roll out in the next
conversation? Really,
get it going. What will you want? What will you want them to say?
Deep conversation. This same thing they do, obviously, without being broadcast, but the same thing we're doing right now. Deep conversation. Me, Umaru, a bunch of the veteran players from the team getting together with, the president, the coaching staff, and again breaking down to us, switching out the plans. Hey, Kai, Umaru, Mohamed, everybody, if even Unano, let's say, injuries come into play, but at some point we're gonna need you guys to do this, and this is what we did do, or even the government now don't put in charge. Remember before the government said that if they give players them allowance every month, so here's the total amount of money where the government they give players them every month, for support them, make sure that they eat well. This, and just like what I mentioned too, like I want to know this tournament where it happened, who is it for and what is it for, then kind of thing. And then
that one has not been really communicated clearly with a press release and say X, Y, Z, this is why we're going to A, B, C and map out, right? I think they need to get that going. Don't you think so?
Let's get something straight. Now, we're working ahead of time. Sierra Leone is going to play friendly in DR Congo. And I suggested last week, I would like to see foreign-based players involved. But we don't know whether foreign-based player is going to, the only thing we just add to now is just because somebody commented and we don't know how true is this person.
No, Ali, I'm not talking about the foreign-based players. Honestly, I'm just talking about like putting they'll get a roadmap. Okay, let's say September. This is what we're gonna do. October. This is what we expect. No, I think that Andy Kai one break and down in if we're gonna go in steps, we say okay, this is what we're gonna do. I think it's okay. Even if we don't get everything now. But let's say with the next 90 days, we know what thing will happen, because like what Kai say, it is always good to reach out. He give a very good example where I believe most national team coaches they do. Even when they drop player from the team, they will call you say, listen, you're not in the selection for this game because of so reason. But I'm still watching you. I will continue watching you, your development with the club. And whenever you hit peak form or you pick what if you come back at the national team, then I can call you. I think it's only fair for the national team or even the manager or whoever reach out to players and say, okay, guys, we don't get it raw. This is what we have. We now don't know. So this is what we are going to do. This is what we are thinking of. I mean, it could not be directly said what they are going to do, but at least let them get a skeleton of everything. And say, okay, now waiting for happen. Because I expect that we've qualified in June. There are some practical things that they have to put together. And they're not going to wait till, okay, the draw don't come on. But even before, like what Kai say, that's why we're always been here.
I want to see a team.
We predicted, Kai. We predicted on the show that we are going to play. Possibility to play a North African team is very high. And we got Algeria. We also predicted there will be a West African derby. Either Mali, Guinea, Cote d'Ivoire, or we predicted that because of the pot with them today, and we get Cote d'Ivoire. And we talk, say we'll even play one Central African team. It will be Gabon or, and we got Equatorial Guinea. So it is really waiting with the predict everything come to. Because we talk about Equatorial Guinea because of the weather. And now we get in our group. You understand? We didn't even know that we were going to play against them. But we talk, say, friendly matches against them because we know the record against them. So we just near Cameroon because they have a border. Then we can go play maybe 1-2 games. And they get good infrastructure, right? The stadium where we played the first game was a big, brand new stadium where they built na Malabo where we play, So I think knowing all this, these are things now we forget, get down to work and try to work out something, At least forget one of the players and say input. Because they go need on input, not the experienced player then, they go need on input at least. Not to say that everything I will say them go buy them, but they need on input somehow.
Yeah. No, I say I want to see a team. I want to see a team, not a team of players, but a team of staff and people then where they carry go the national team. And basically people with roles, let us say, Desmond, now they come with this team, now they do PR. Because I don't ever know anybody where the national team will call me, say, Kai, you get interview na AYV radio. And our national team needs to have that because this is a place now, it's a showcase and a representation that Sierra Leone need for get to work on this tournament. Somebody when they get for do PR with now in the usher all the players that we get interviewed for go do this, for go do that.
Exactly.
Ali Naina, we official journalist for the national team. So now in the report exactly what's in the happen with national team. Mohamed, now you do the social media because we want we funds them. People that are around the world get a page they can follow all the time and see what's really happen in and out of the camp because this is the biggest stage and this is what's going to transform football, which I know Senadande, the president came in to do, president of the country and president of SLAFA. This could be the transformation to Sierra Leone football because I follow Nigeria Instagram page. Every time they get training and this, that, they do it and stuff, I follow all of that. I follow Cameroon, their own page. I see so much different stuff there, what they do. And to be honest with you, I can watch, I didn't see them trainings then they, so I'm not just looking, I see their trainings and I see which players.
And to just interrupt you, there's so much you can get out from that small tips and the way they get from the Instagram page. There's so much you can garner there from that.
Yeah,
right?
You know who that they camp, who that know they camp. I remember just Nigeria was just playing against, the Media America, they play against Mexico. And I didn't even know that, but while they watch on the Instagram, they see who's players and then counts now America for can play against Mexico, those kind of things. But let it be a family that where we all connect and we all know, say this person and they do this person and they do this, so that I know, say if I need something, I know that for reach out to for make sure say now they do them. So that's listen, there's been too much of that, for say with that, I get for one ticket, maybe my papa one count game, but with that for all those kind of things that funny, but those are the preparation, with the what you then say the PPs, Peace Corps preparation leads, Peace Corps performance. And if we do them well, Now for representation of these colors, what would they wear? Now you really would go for January.
Well, me,
I would use all the tools and all disposal, like what you say, both on and off the field for try for and a maximum maximum performance, both on and off the field, right? So social media, public outreach, somebody who communicates directly from the SLFA, you know, I mean, these are people we get around the team. So the setup is really nice. You know, we got one click away, you get all the information there. And if there's any doubt, you know where to go because it's authentic. It's coming from, I mean, there's no filter, you know, it's coming straight down there. And for Una to say the player, I mean, I think it could be, I mean, when I go on a personal Instagram or whatever, but it would be nice for like Una gets like what you see, you follow Nigeria there now. I'm sure you're looking at this guy shaking your head like, yeah, this is something we can do, you know. So yeah, Mimo just the drawing back. But Desmond, what do you think? What think I say? For all we get at everything, you know, try to forget with media rights, you know, organization around the national team. You talk about tickets, I won't get it, but these are things that some player can worry about. You know, people don't know, but these are small things where they irritate players. What do you think?
Well, this is why we're here. This is why you are here. This is why Mohamed is here. This is why Kai is here. This is why Ali is here. Because we bring the ideas them together. We bring the expert knowledge where we go, we see what happen at the globe. We bring the best practice when a global standard in football, in sports, globally. We bring a kind of wheel folder where alone they listen. And the people where they are around sport, they might get nickname where they follow the program, but they are listening. When last they take with national coach for go by a draw, they don't take Easter this time. It's not been there because you know they feel well. But at least it has been done. Now because they talk so what they say is, guys, let's continue doing what we are doing here. Let's keep the conversation.
We talk as Easter for go the draw and go.
Yes, the change is coming. So you go. So let's say what do they talk now? So we need technical, this, that. These people are coming, but let's keep bringing it to the folder because some of them not even know what's happening around football. Then just visiting away, you wake in the morning, you go job. And they tell somebody this morning, what you make would assume say we get players, they will not get player. I say you ask a player, say like open your body when they receive the ball. The man happy, they look, he say what you open your body mean. We get people here, so we don't even know what it mean. Open your body, let you receive the ball. Who say you go next? Waiting for be your choice. The people not sabi waiting and they do. So all these things, if we were on the part of the development.
Is it the Salon network don't catch you?
No, it's gonna be fun.
So going forward, what do you expect?
No, on that point, you were just talking about preparation and stuff. I got an information which is still I'm looking at. The SLFA, to be fair to them, they're trying to put up a package, basically, even for fans that want to go to Cameroon. So they're probably coming up with something online on their website. So the point Kai mentioned of ticket or something, if you want somebody to follow you to Cameroon, there is a package where I understand the SLFA is coming up with. You can buy the package via online. There's 2 or 3 different type of packages coming up. So we still wait and see what in this package will look like. For 1 week, 2 weeks in Cameroon, they will host you and you just have to pay if you like whatever the cost is going to be, you know. So that if that is for me something good for people the way one go as a fan, they no one get the headache for go for visa because so many people don't even understand yet. Say you will need visa to even go to Cameroon, whether you get whatever passport you get. This is something I find out recently myself. So, which is a good thing, but that's for the fan base area. So we have to yet to look at the media area, which we know say that is one thing we very slow at. We want the media, but very, very, very vibrant this time around. So I'm expecting the SLFA to do us proud this time around when it comes to going into Cameroon and, you know, try to do things for Sierra Leoneans, you know, because one thing we know the social media don't dominate now. So sometimes we think when we send something on WhatsApp, yes, that's it, you know, because as I'm telling you, the Equatorial Guinea guy, the Algerians, they will be searching the web to see where they're going to get information from Sierra Leone side. So it's something, you know, we need to do extremely well. You know, sometimes it might look like it's a negative vibe, but I don't think it's a negative vibe. It's something which is a must. You know, like what Kai was interpreting, if you go to Algeria now, the social media pages, everything is working. You know, their plans will be up and running maybe from the next week or two. If you go to Nigeria now, the plans will be there. You know, they will look at, yesterday I was looking at Ghana, they'd already named the squad in preparation because it's not September anyway for next month. So it does make sense. But we want, you know, a vibrant team this time around. We all can do what we can able to do, you know, but we want to make sure from all angles, we raise the bar high. And when we raise the bar high, the player itself can look, this time around, Salon ready, or we set as players for ready. But obviously, like I said before, charity starts at home. So if the players, the kind momentum when the players go sense, could make a huge difference in their mentality.
Ali, just to get you there, they don't. I mean, the fixture don't. The draw don't come out today. Have they said where they go? The host cities there. Have they said where the groups will be hosted, or is not there yet?
Yes, we are playing in Giacomo Stadium. In Douala.
Which city is that?
Douala.
Douala. So are we going to be hosted there, or we going to travel around the country?
We play with first two games in Douala. Then because the last game, everybody have to play at the same time. So when Algeria and Ivory Coast they play at Douala, we, the small boys, and they move to Limbi. And Limbi is kind of a 20,000 seater stadium, is another village somewhere. Now they will play
a village, a 20,000 seater stadium in a village.
Yeah, but Cameroon is a country. So Cameroon is a big country.
Not to get in a Kenema, not to a small.
You're calling a 20,000 seater stadium where it is. You say it's a Limbe, is a village, it's a town, right?
Well, it's a town. So that's what's going to happen. We play first two games.
So two matches in Douala and one in Limbe then.
Yes.
So for begin look for hotel ones in Douala.
For begin look for hotel in Douala.
So Mimo, you don't come back. You don't join the discussion. You've been probably to 2 tournaments. You get so much experience in some of them. Have preparation. What's I don't say you know go and jump the gun, but what will an ideal preparation look like? I mean, both on and off the field. Will you talk about social media, or will you talk about getting, at least get an organization or professional organization up and running? Social media outreach, PR. Get material. Everything with the player will need. What would be an ideal preparation for this tournament? I don't say something and we're not able to predict, but you will get a broad outline of what you expect.
So that means like a lot of things that we'll talk about. So we don't have to talk about so let a roadmap plan from the FA. If you see that one, then you know exactly what thing be left out, what you look for add and whatnot.
But what are you going to look for now? I mean, what are you going to look for?
For me, from this point, I don't get identification of venues outside the camp. Even though with the restriction of the pandemic and coronavirus and all, but I don't get a clear idea of outside I will go, who are the teams them who want for play, how many teams I want for play, what are my objective, with the players them way surrounding my potential squad roster or no. If I don't get that there, if I don't get that 35 or 40 players, what I will say in that pool, then I will look for the next 3-4 months. Okay, then going into that. And then for now, maybe after the game against Benin, 15 days, 20 days after that, for those structure, the technical team structure, the personnel around the national team, the media guy, the guy who run the analysis and statistics and all the video runners and all, and then get a performance coach, get a mental coach, get people them around. This area first now get for settled. But that all comes down to the proper running system of the FA. If the FA gets a very good, dynamic, people they work with the FA in the interest of the game and not victimizing others and not proving to others that, okay, me get position, you don't get position, I work and I work. So as we cut off all them things, then they will focus on the national teams and then focus on developing football in the country. Because meanwhile, if you have to prepare for national team, then you get to prepare the country football first. Because you know, I'm prepare everything left, all what you do, you focus on national team, then you go national team, game or tournament, the other thing happen. What they can fall back to? They can start back from scratch. The disappointment where they can force, you never get zeal for no side they start from. So first, structuring the domestic league, when the Premier League, structure them, pour money into them, make them very, very exciting, make them very, very demanding for people to go watch the game. Like for example, if you come up with a 1 billion, okay, 500 million into the cup. Say if you win, anything we win, I get 500 million. It they motivate players them for go in and play that tournament day to with them got. So that means you will get more players who will improve in the next 3 months, 4 months, for able to make the chance for go Nations Cup. But if you just continue the same league, okay, well, they can't play league because of the league will be playing not complete, so they can't continue. Waiting at the seed money, nothing. Waiting inside the cup, nothing. No, nothing. So we're thinking for motivate the players there for continue for play, for get that standards there, for continue that level of performance we go able for, because now the national team only come for past 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 1 month now. So if you come to the league, the player they go play league and not motivated. Now Babali they put 20 million leons every weekend for the player they play for. If the player go back to the club, they not put 20 million, I go feel motivated. You're not gonna challenge. So some of the things they know they happen. So for me, they will focus on the league where they can start and put sober money and put attention to that league there first, and then probably we continue the preparation going forward to the Nations Cup. Then now we reach.
One question, sorry, that cut you off. One question, you think just by adding more money into the trophy, you can make players then better?
Yes.
For this, huh?
Competition, yes.
No, but the players are playing on the same fields, the same pitches, so the performance is still get for be the same thing.
I knew you were going to take it to that side.
No, but what Migo say, just like what you made, we don't talk about off camera, is 3 weeks. Give me artificial feel inside Freetown. So I know said, a good artificial field. So I know say now they will train.
Okay, so
in 3 weeks.
Yes.
And it's possible.
Yes. Would that me?
No, not to you. Just like instead of put that money into the pot for what he said. I know Premier League players they want in 3 weeks or 1 month. Give me a artificial field inside Freetown. So I know for say if Leone start go if they want train in Freetown, play stay for train. Because right now at the moment, we not get no side inside Freetown for practice.
So me now.
That's why you go Kenema.
So the question we go ask now. So the player they want to call national team now. All the home-based players they play national team. Most of them play when they call the national team. None of them feel they didn't play. So I tell you about the things that were realistic. Okay, I tell you about realistic team. It's just alone. When you be honest and tell people the truth, they turn you around for hurt you. Okay, now the problem. We talk about 6 months ago, 7 months ago, 8 months ago, say the thing we for focus about you want to develop football. The first thing when it comes to football development, the infrastructure, you get for build infrastructure, where they give the picking and the access for do the technical reputation so they will improve. If you don't get field, then also they go. Then we talk about say, okay, the minister come and promise say they will build 13 field, they will build 5 field. Okay, it's fine. When the field, okay. Now you tell me now say all the fields that they in project, this, then a cabinet, and they are. No cabinet can say and continue for saying. No, can't get me say I oppose government because I say the truth. No, now you be say. Then now don't wait for 8 months to not see fields. So what you all do. So now we don't want to talk about things that are not realistic when it comes to preparation. I'm talking about the road to Cameroon 2022. Who's guarantee I get say that I will go by artificial turf and be and can in 1 week, in 2 weeks, in 1 month, and can fix up and continue for practice day. That no rule and they out. Now in Freetown, God make the team, the technical team, and take a wisely say, no move to Bo, no move to Kei Kamara, no move to Makini, who's and get small chance for get access to play. No, I just say. Who said they go able to take the potential side, who said they go for goal instead of Freetown, okay? So now me they talk about it the way realistic on the ground. So now say, when I talk about the money from Slaffa, from here and there, the money, the budget for one Premier League, now the Premier League board chairman and in team for go solicit that forms there for convincing sponsorship, people that for come up with money, or most of the time the government then they bring the money in. So if together with the FA, if there is no way for continue for pay for put money in from the government, and the FA bring the money, can't they do the money? And then put the $100,000 for the winner will win the league, and the league be competitive because for more money. Any part, the only same way make American League or European League them great. Now because okay, if you listen to the speech of the the president of the CAF, to what he say.
Yeah.
He said they want to add more money, they want to add more seat money, they want to add more money. Yeah. Then they bring competition. It's done. Because they put $20 million inside the cup. Every nation they go for with that 20 million day. Then it becomes competitive. Then the players become better players because they go more focus, more train hard. The teams they go invest more and try for win the seed money, the money.
Yeah, again, this is me not being obviously with my own brothers I want to play with. Again, there is no getting better on pitches like that, even if you put $600 million. Yes, that just means that everybody knows.
Narande exactly about actually. I see the struggle with this every time this argument come up.
No, but
every time this argument come up, you struggle with them. This is a chicken and egg argument, like Otikishi. Which one comes first? Now, they say if you put money on the trophy, they motivate the player. You say no. Let's get the technical aspect right. Let's get people involved for play before you.
It's not realistic. It's not realistic from now to January. There's no way from now to January.
No. Kai is not saying they have to do it now, but Kai has been saying this for decades now. I mean, I remember when we
can talk about that.
Always the talker.
You see, okay, what are they saying now? Now we're gonna say what you think about the preparation. We are in the line of preparation, not for future investment or future plan. The film we're talk about is a future plan. Maybe after 1 year, after 2 years, we'll never know.
But now you just say. Put more money inside the Premier League. I know, again, like I said, that's business. Migo say, while playing at Middlesbrough, one of my teammates, they play for Australia, where we get ready for going to the World Cup. Every player from the team will make the World Cup, they get $270,000. So I go say, put more money into AFCON, so players them, if you want to let players and do well, again, even into the league. So let's say, for example, every player will make the national team for go AFCON, they get $30,000.
Yeah.
You just put Stanley on the side. Yeah. And that will motivate the players that instead of just put money into the league, because I don't think say putting money into the league is going to make a difference in that.
So that don't look at the repercussion side of everything there. Don't look at the other side of everything.
Which then they will need for talk what I've said. They need for
if you put $30,000, if you put $30,000 for home-based players, them, for make them to Nations Cup and all, that means if you don't put money into the cup, players they not go play the league because they're going to play, they're going to get injured, they're not going to play for national team. So they're going to play 50%, 20% because they're not get injured. So they're not going to play 100%. So these are things
that not necessarily means the way they play for money at the trophy, you not go play for your club. I mean, I don't know if we try for conflict.
We know
the money cup and the money at the cup get for do with the club. Then I really don't know outside that connection get for day because clubs them they take care of them players and if FC Kallon win 200 million at the cup, I don't know, maybe you go pull 100 million, they give you player. But sometimes Lions,
So
I'm just going to give you an example. Lions will say...
but I just want to make the argument clear, no? With Blackpool Lions, or maybe say Lions and FC Kallon now. The agreement with the player there, if there are 200 million inside the cup, now 500 million, if they win and get her, the club not get 1 penny will not get the. So this, then they motivate the player there for play. So it's like the bonus now. So, okay, every game, when I get 20% of the bonus. Okay, when I get 10% of the bonus, because this bonus, then I take for pay the player the way month done, anyways. So now, if you say, if the player then go national team, they make the national team for Go Nations Cup, they get $30,000, then it left 4 months into the league, then players then they get for Go, we gets probably they get the chance for making that squad day, then they play 100% of that league day. Because also if they're injured, how do they go Nations Cup? So they can play 50%, 20% for the club.
Okay, I'm not so sure about that. I think they conflict. But anyway, I understand where you both of you guys
I'll tell you what's happening now. Let's tell you the clarity where happened now. During the time where the COFA Community League season and tough, where players then go practice at the club, they get them 10,000, 20,000. When they go play that mini league, they get them 1 million. Then some players don't go to the club against it. And can you remember? some players in the club they get game now ball, then they go play na parade field. Because of when they go play that board until they get 50,000, they don't go play that parade and get them 1 million. You don't understand what I tell you about? So players them when they left the club them go play na parade field, na community league because they get them more money. So it's the same thing gonna happen.
Yeah, but the quite different from what Kai say with the infrastructure. I don't know, but maybe
me and Kai we don't get this discussion over and over. Forget about the infrastructure and the first piece what I just say. If you have to develop football, if the country don't get the infrastructure for give the Pekin they want for play football at the age what they think about. Now Pekin for let you learn the technical ability, you get for be from 12, from 8 to 14 years old. As you pass 14 years old, you do on your own. Now you go better for yourself now. But so that if the Peking don't get that kind of access to that kind of facility, then it's difficult. We all know about that. But now, if you ask me about preparation from now to January, there's no way to talk about infrastructure. There's no way to talk about field. Because none of them plan safe. And none of them plan. Now we talk about fields. Something goes, okay, no, they didn't have cabinet, they go for sign and they go for sign. Who said they have the work? Say they get finance, say they sign and 2 years don't pass. So we know what's going to happen. So if we want to talk about field, before that, talk about team where they motivate the player right now for keep them focused, keep them preparing for the Nations Cup, for get them fresh for go play Nations Cup. Now the only thing they're going to do, now you Kai, then a club, you play week in, week out. The player in a free talk, if the league not there, they play week in, week out. And if the league there, the league not competitive, they not get nothing with the challenger for playing in the league, what they look up to? You're not going to improve. But if he then pour money, then give the club them good money for take care of the players them, and the players will all come back to the club and play week in, week out, then go be on the standard for can compete with national team.
They did. They gave you money for Corona. They give you that Corona money.
So now they say, Kei Kamara tell me, no, we not spend back Corona money now for ITA. They say because the minister say they don't plan to spend 40 million for the stadium and the camp close and all, so we'll get field of the camp. And he even say they get $9 million. Paul, remember, he said we'll get $9 million na CAF for infrastructure. So they can't request for that money day. From that 10 day, it's about 7 months now. 10 now request for $9 million. So 10 and one field not build 10 now. So now I say, if you ask me about preparation to Nations Cup, it's what I will tell you about. Okay, now we try for get the equipment the more we need for able to prepare the players in terms of kit. I mean the balls, the mannequins, the other things the way for being around the national team for them get the player and get access to proper training equipment and all the thing. And then get the players they may notify the players that right now where they on the roster list. For say if not 20, if not 50 players, then they okay, then 50 players here on a standby. So one player not going to be go play the parade field anymore. Because if they tell our own base say, hey, there's a possibility, they say for 35. That player they begin take care of himself once they begin managing himself once they prepare, say, okay, they get for coming for go play national team. If you play at the America or if they Usai they play, probably they make a team every week. Now you're going to go do extra training in a gym or extra training in a field for keep yourself fit because the members say get for go Nations Cup. There is a chance for Lego Nations Cup. Then you prepare. Now the only reason we make it come up with a quick roster. Now Alibita just mentioned say Nigeria don't name the squad already, even though it will come out in September. But they don't name it already because that's what you do. Because if you want to go,
but say no, the advantage we then get, then they play World Cup qualifier next month.
Okay.
So these countries already play the World Cup qualifier get this advantage because now, though then they play World Cup elimination, it's part of preparation now going into. So that's why I'm telling you, there is no sleeping about because there's a lot of countries going to be part of the World Cup elimination, which is still a preparation for the Nations Cup. If you get me, what I was trying to say.
Yeah, but let me say. So if you know, okay, if you get technical guys to this salon, we will have for help. Because now all men talk about, oh, we get for help, all men get for put your hands on deck and all. But I able for help you, I don't know your plan, I don't know your objective. I'm not till you work on. Right now, we don't know who black. I mean, everything gonna blackout, we get blackout. We don't know what's happening at the FA. We don't know when they travel. You don't know what they want for play past 2 days, 3 days ago when they come up with the tournament and all. And then now you don't know anything ever happened. The other day I mentioned when it comes to national team. Now, anytime we talk, they go feel okay, they oppose because of no. There's some things they give for put in place. Just say the truth, when they go put in place and done. We're gonna Guinea for go play this game that Guinea will go play. So some players then they will go to the national team, they don't even get polo. The polo, national team polo for way. Before that, they see other people, they will not to the official, the way the polo. Can I lie? It is all not nice.
Don't make class stats now.
No. No, but you can say the truth. If you don't say thing, they will not do the right thing. They will continue. They will say it's fine. It's just like we practice one day and a few. Then one part the senior player, the one part of the other team, we can practice, we can play with. It be in front of me under 12 bobode. I see nothing that show so. If the show say the wrong thing, they do the right thing. So instead tomorrow, if for peace, they can go do the same thing. You understand? So if they see things they also go for fix, they will only fix them just because of for what people then who cares? So if we find let me there in the remits or the mix of national team, let them see what I'm going to say about them things here. Because they try to play for national team, every day I say things. Even though social media not be there, probably I may not be their own voice. They don't also be vibrant. It will be really vibrant national team, may be mouthy, one. And then see nothing not talk. I always protest for everything will go wrong. But because social media not be there, people don't ever hear my voice. But now with social media there, we will talk. Because if you don't go take
voice in the radio.
if you don't go take 45 Jazzy, or take less Jazzy for 57 players there, and then what's they call camping for? Where you put this one pull and where I've back all of them done their back in the was and fine, then they give you a player. That's wrong, man. If you get agreement, if not joint venture, you get Adam Kallon. What do you be saying that that's 30
Now partnership.
Instead of not get sponsorship, then get partnership. So for all the COVID they get to, they went kind of where they are back today. It was away ready for go. It left back. They was they put them back. They went next player
back. I say Usai.
Me, now me go play national team. You give me trainers.
What you talk to now? They have now we are amateur system now Holland. Where
no,
you
don't say amateur. No, then they're fine. We are talking about national team. You see, a national team. What we talk about so. Me first, ask Kai there. Who play game? Last year that they can't tell me for game invest. Let me first go to understand. Let me first they go change. It's just some game there. That's like the old lady, the old lady. Next game we'll not get first play with us. So no, we'll go first vest. No, we'll go first vest. So at least the 21st century, we still think about that. Say we win one vest after the game done, they wash the vest by the keeper. Next game, I for go play. Woman, I for go play with her. On the 20th, I for go play with her. The way you talk, they say they oppose the national team. Who do I mean they oppose? It's my country. I want the best of my country. If other countries they practice, the right things there and do the right things there, also for do the right things there. But I know cancel that second one is all good. It's not good. No, it's not good at all. So a lot of things that hopefully think about preparing now for the Nations Cup. If we not say in a partnership we get with Ombugu and we not get enough kits for players them, we not get it. No fair.
So look where kids fine.
No, but no fan. I don't know, but no, we find something where we not say yes, we go for our food. Yeah. If you say pass and sell 200,000 jazz before you give me free kits and all, and then because if you get for uniform from U14 or U12 to the senior national team, they take all the female youth categories as well. Okay, and plenty money. But per player, Kai do the work every game we can go play for national team. For that dress Kai, it's $150. You not pass $150 for dress Kai for play. So you give Kai bonus of $2,000, $3,000 bonus, but you're not going to forget 150 jazz. You're not going to get Kai for take that jazz, they go put it in the archive, go keep them for a bikini and tomorrow. Then they show say, okay, the jazz will play the material keep. Say, okay, what do you for do? That's how they play. When you play with jazz, you take all the clubs there, even to Inter Milan, no more say.
Can you not see me comment what I ask you see if the kit man will ask you for that kit for return and back.
Even that. They don't call me even when in America. I say number 10 jazzy missing. You get for count and back where they come and say NT.
Okay, see when we talk,
we'll stencil one that.
No, then he say I go oppose. So what do we do? I make it comes to national team. The $10 the national team, maybe in a 7-year span, what be the Binkan line, and make sure say every game where they go, maybe I can go 2 sets of jazzy. Can go 2 sets of jazzy, can go ball, can go boots the all. Because where I go, we'll play down, all man for taking jazzy. Everybody go away, no problem. Till we can get my contract. So me, I know say, for me they play at my club now, Europe. Where I play down, me jazzy, and me get access. So get 2 jazzy. The one they go back to the club, the one they come back to me. Because that one they go put on bid for can go to hospital, for get up in hospital and all, and that one they go for. But I'm not going to go play with jazzy, then they can't take a man out and watch them back for like I play the next game. And I understand. So
this is another thing too. Obviously, again, this is the business part of the whole thing. We just there salon, we don't make no tournament and waiting stuff. Obviously, hard for get sponsorship, which it brings in, okay, so I don't get for buy such an amount, they give such an amount. But whether this not be partnership or whatever we call them with Umbro, there is compensation where you come for like, because if you, for example, say we qualify now for going to tournament, for go represent, where you go work that, that brand into that tournament, there is money get for come back towards, with federation.
Can we go different side now? Okay. Now the commercial side you want to go. The big advantage is for them in your country there. Okay. Yeah. Now we are able for uniform salon from junior to senior. Okay. Not to even you sell 200,000 jazzes. You don't need to sell 200,000 jazzes. They're able for give them performance contract. Say, okay, if you qualify for the Nations Cup, when you get the Nations Cup, they begin to give you the bonuses then now.
Yes.
They go prepare a line of bonuses for you because they know, say, IFIB, a country of 5 million will most sell 2 million jazzes. So they bring a replica jersey where solid, where you feel the things they will sell at $40, they will sell at $20. So everybody go sell, they sell more jerseys, they make more money, and then give more bonus for that money as well. Then you continue for wear them brand. So most of this brand, they want to make money from, they don't want to make money from the country that as much. They want for them to give them mileage. Because the money they're going to make from Salon, they're going to make them from other European countries where get 5 times the population. So until they lost to we, they're going to make it to other country. But we, the brand exposed, okay? We they give them mileage and then continue for go. So sometimes like the same thing. So what you make Herrera, they go sponsor FC Kallon, no? In a business model. So they go talk to FC Kallon, okay, if I sell 10,000 jerseys, when I get everything free. When I sell 5,000 jerseys, when I get everything free. Okay? But me now go say, you sell 10,000 jerseys, then you limited to equipment. And then that don't, you understand what I mean? So that means I will sell for you 50 jerseys, then you're done. They will want more jersey. If you, in case the jersey they go check now, in case something happened, the bag they lost, you got to go order back and wait till 2 months for the jersey then come. No.
No, I just remember in a while back, maybe my earlier days, where I did with another company, Adidas. I did talk to them for a Sierra Leone sponsorship. And then that's when I began learning about down there and say, no, we, no rank any high or anything, but we can provide equipments for you guys. But if you qualify for a tournament, a big tournament, then it can give you a bonus, So those kind of things too. I hope because again, we'll be the try to figure out whether Umbro now we sponsor on a partnership with TB or La Bromo go use. And now I don't see said, obviously it's been announced that Umbro, and I hope that Umbro is really doing something big for us because this is the African Cup of Nations. I know so they sponsor other African countries too, but I hope they do something big. And which comes to even for the players, like what you talk about with Steph. I know say we can talk as joke. But when it comes to the players then, for let's say the home-based players then, for example, they have to provide boots and all that in there because we sponsor, like you provide boots and all, even if the players don't want to use them. But all those sponsorship, all those things come part of the deal. I remember Homel, we'll be getting, this issue of waiting stuff. And I mean directly, Paul, once I reach national team with the trainer stadium, everybody, Tete, Boski, we all, I get the picture right now, Marcel, we all wear different jerseys there for Musa Okomot. We take a picture at the end of the day, and I began to play on my team, Jimmy Nielsen, goalkeeper winner, Denmark in come on. Now contact, and I tell her, so you get any contact now, Homel? Now I say, yeah, give me them directly. I contact Homel from Salon at the Hill Valley, directly to them. Then they say, oh yeah, Kai, we really saw, I send them the picture. I said, look how they train. When I said, on a sponsor we. I said, we're not for the train so. Then they say, Kai, we're very sorry. The possible they deal with today England, and in that England, it's like get in a Salon. It not even take them seriously, maybe like 7 to 8 days, then ship boxes and boxes of things for we. And whatever happened to their things again, people that begin knock chest, blow mind, say, okay, now this happened, and we still didn't get it. But at the end of the day, at least then give it close that we'll train with. But those boxes all got locked up. So Umbro now, when you look at it, when you try to think of money, there has to be, I would like to see them provide boots and then things and they for like the home-based players then, because it's part of the sponsorship. We get apparel, boots come with apparel.
Well, that's a very good point, Kai.
So, Peter, what you get for say about the sponsorship wahala? You've been there on this story. You've been there on this story for a while. What you don't get now? What you questions and you inquiries and what you don't bring you?
There is nothing different. It's just the same which we already know with regards to the sponsorship. We obviously get the money from FIFA, and the SLFA decided to go with Umbro, and Umbro supplies. We buy certain quantity, and they give us certain amount of quantity. So these are the kind of deal. I don't think say anything unique because SLFA not mention any benefit. I think now waiting and get for sale, the proceeds I think goes to the SLFA. I don't think any other kind of special package they say now within a Nations Cup, Umbro will give SLFA money or anything. I don't know any of that, to be honest. And the SLFA, I send you the article where MSFC through the text media when they mention you know, I not get the article in front of me now because it's good to quote the particular thing what was said. So
yeah, but Ali Youssef agree there needs to be a bonus structure if you even when you get your job within an office, if you like get promotion, not a bonus the camp.
That is correct. That is correct. But this is clear. What we're talking about here, we're talking about. So this is why I'm trying to understand. This is a partnership. This is not a sponsorship. But obviously, I'm trying to find it. The news is clear. We buy certain quantity from them, then give us certain replica in return. So those replica we sell. When we sell those replica, the money, I think, is SLFA's money. So it's now, so you can imagine if SLFA can manage to sell up to 1 million jersey now, where we don't go Nations Cup, so at $40, because the advertisement now is $40. So you can imagine 1 million jersey, for example, at $40. That's a lot of money. It's what SLFA do with the money now. It's another thing. But this thing, we don't know. You get my point?
Yeah.
So that's exactly, we see the adverts come on, we don't say they don't begin advertised, they don't announce places who they're going to sell them jersey there. And so I'm just assuming at $40, if you can able, okay, we're 8 million Sierra Leoneans, but if you can able to sell up to 1 million to Sierra Leoneans abroad, Sierra Leoneans in Sierra Leone, if we can able to sell up to 1 million jersey at $40 per pair, that's a lot of money. So that's
so now if the partnership day, if you sell jersey or we sell jersey, now so why make the same $200,000 or $100,000, $150,000, $200,000 the SLFA get for invest? What kind of investment they get for do? Then can buy the jersey not sell, they loss. If in case you not sell, they loss. Okay, so if you buy $200,000 worth of replica jersey, why make you not go for buy $30,000 worth of equipment for all the national teams there?
Well, that's the question. Go back to
$10,000 you equip all the national teams. You buy everything, buy tracksuits, buy polos, buy everything from them. Because at the end of the day, if they're not partner with you, that means you're liable to there will be 60 or 70% discount. So waiting for buy $100, you don't buy $30. So you buy more stuff. So you use $30,000 and buy more stuff first. So that means you get stock. You get everything what the national team need for travel. Then you can buy $170,000 worth of replica jersey. Then they sell. Now so they go buy other stuff the way you need. That's how they do it. But you don't go talk say, I'll go buy 200,000 jersey for can make profit. Then the national team don't get equipment for play. They don't get things there for wear. Then you go for rotator, you go for change, and then
but the truth is, this is where I'm surprised when you guys are saying, I was not in Guinea, I'm just going by what you guys are saying some people will not be get equal, attire, then officials them, or maybe friends or whatever, dress while the player they not get, because this is saying
they are not gonna blame them too much. They are not gonna blame them too much. I will blame them. They must say the fact remains. If now national team they travel, then travel with X amount of equipment and all in case something happen. So the way it happened was, say the 6 players the way then we get corona, they pull them out and then can replace them with other players. So and the number can increase. So they don't forget 26, they don't forget 30 something or something. Some player they get for return, some player themselves. So now everybody don't come, everybody don't get. So the new player they can out, they not get jersey, they not get polo for way.
Okay.
And now you see people when are supporter, they will not even just close to the FA, they wear the polos, the player not wear the polos.
Somebody just sent me a paragraph of the kind of partnership what we get. This is just to refresh my memory. The relationship with Umbro requires SLFA to buy a certain quantity of replicas from Umbro, about 12,500 pieces of replicas. And Umbro in return provide training footwears of all technical officers, playing jersey, sockets, training equipment, traveling kits, accommodation, training kits, sweaters, official wears, wine breakers for all national levels. So if Umbro is giving all this, if we buy
quantity, they give them the quantity for look. Don't look at what they give. Look at the quantity. We'll not get problem with what they give. Then give everything. And give socks, sealed, and give socks, and give tracks, and give everything. Everything was fine, and give back everything. But what's not the quantity? If you go give 50, the national team player than 70 something. Then how will you go? Like now, Kai refused for wear the jersey the last day. Okay, then give jersey them, then get some other home base and we're not going to train in Jersey. So no, can say, okay, well, let everybody get the same uniform. Instead of that, no keeper, say you count the right amount, where everybody go be uniform, then we're gonna feel. So that's how we come say, okay, if you get 30 jerseys, or you get 25 jerseys, or you get 20 jerseys, what do? You get the dressing room. Go to the dressing room, put all the jerseys there on the seats. The one day we get jersey, go practice. The one day get jersey, they sit on the dressing room and go home. That's what you do. You can play anywhere different color, and it's national team. They bring too much talk. So the one way say, you know what, no need that day for practice. You left them out and continue the one way say you need for them be uniform in practice. So if you go say, okay, but they equip you with all the things they will need. How many of them? How much jersey you give? 40 jersey? Because if you give past 40 jersey, then the home base will not for struggle forget 40 jersey because the player not be 30, not be over 30. So even if they reach 40, so even if they forget 100 players then, if you're able to forget 100 jerseys. 100 jerseys for everybody, well, I mean, they talk about. Does your point?
Well, for some reason, this is the deal. So again, Umbro, the example is clear. We have to buy up to 12,500 replica jersey. Can we buy that much? You know, it's anyway, but.
Okay, but so now Benson just text me say we have to get clarification. So this is not the problem with them, man. Okay, I mean, guys, then are all we cool, we fine and all. No wait, say people and talk things them on their own way, on their own findings that you can't clarify. It's too late. Now, most of the time we can invite an M program and say can't talk, come and talk. It's just like a thing that happened now. If you say we're not go build stadiums then it's not right to tell you for Bila. Come back and inform the people and say, okay, we still let Panama, we still let the process, the project they own and everything will come back, you know. If you bring Jersey, we don't mean get Jersey problem from 3-4 months ago. Just come and say, okay, the agreement will go to Umbro. Okay, before the Nations Cup, we'll go for equip this, then count kits from everybody. Just say something. Let the public hear. Then tomorrow now, time reach for go now. If we not see another open comment, but if we see another, we no comment because we know how to be negative, too negative. But things then they will is unacceptable because you want to Nations Cup, who say other ex-players than they or other people than they will the shame and you see that something that happen when it's supposed to happen. They need to continue to get courage for the national team. That's what I'm saying. But anyways, into the late now they round up. They round up now. So it's time for dancing.
It's also I just want to say it's
Paul,
also not too,
we will find time for get dancing or get somebody from the FA. And Paul,
yeah.
Last year the same thing. Kei Kamara.
Yeah, I mean,
as we begin
like,
to
like we say, we always the platform always open for
them. Always open to them. Just call me before time.
Just
say,
make
okay,
there's
a clarification I have to make.
A lot of things could be clarified here, you know. So
we all did the same on this together, right? We all want to be positive. We want to promote Okonski, the good image of Okonski. But if certain things that happen, we need for correct, then somebody have to say it. Me already talking to the FA. Me nobody talking to the FA. Yes, the FA president called me yesterday from Cameroon. Yeah, I talked to Alaji Juf, excited and all. I mean, they want to talk to me. I say, oh, okay, what's up? Alaji, oh, long time, my brother. Oh, I want cancer, blah, blah, blah. See, that's it. So we fine, we cool. So it's the same thing. If we go for can talk on a platform, so we'll talk about things there. Can at the platform call me, say, hey, Mimo, I want to talk on the platform more. Okay, no problem. Come. Can't see what you get for say it's free. It's open to everybody. We never closed door for nobody. But
leave the invitation open to Mr. Benson or whoever from the FA for can clarify this issue.
Yeah, because
we can clarify. So we'll come
I think we need clarification. For we get a balanced view, get in the ear time. Let them come on, and make them clear. Let them go into the contract details. If no one disclose, no one disclose. Okay, fine, but let them cross all the I's and the T's, and then they make them clear. So from there on, we'll get a basis on which you can work on, because there's so much been going around with this Umbro stuff, and clarifying it on one WhatsApp group on also, go help we in a way. But if it kaya, then we'll definitely appreciate them, because we get people that they watch, where they listen, and probably then will carry the message as well. That's when I see the hot lights and that with that dog will be the one I just know, don't go sleep.
Okay, so
no, you don't go sleep.
So Benson on text back. Benson say we can only offer to make clarification if, for example, we know what you're intended to talk about in the show. So it's the same thing. If you call me and say, I want to talk about this topic, we prepare a session for you. You can talk about the topic. We say put you on to send, we'll move forward. And not necessarily say, so most of the topic, I'm not knocking. Now I'm making we do trailer with topics there. okay, we can don't do trailer already for can talk about this topic. The whole start for talk, one topic, wait for take 20 minutes, it take 1 hour. So they overlap, they only for talk about the rest. So now when we come, what we say we audience them, they want for follow up with. Like the last time, audience want for about Musa Tomo. So you don't get no way you get for talk about Musa Tomo. Because anyway, text they want for know about Musa Tomo. Then if you get all that thing for talk about, we'll talk about them because Musa Tomo don't overshadow the show. So it's the same thing now. So if you get something you want to talk about, you want clarification, or you want to add something on the show, or you want to pass message on the phone, on the platform, this is the platform, therefore we for disseminate information, right information, so we follow as them. So fanatics, football fanatics, you want to know what's happening from Salon, or where they Salon when they're close to football, or where they overseas when they're close to football, you want to know what's happening. So at any time this platform is open, just call, say, oh, okay, Mimo, text me number, say I want to be on, when on the come on next. I will tell you, okay, when they come so date, because some of the guys are all man busy, all man get busy schedules. So I'm not able to forget everybody at the same time for bringing them every day. So other people get things there for this. So, but just text me, say, okay, I guess something I want to talk about. Oh, okay, well, no problem. The FA1 can clarify stuff. We go to the whole platform. Una count and say everything I want to say. Una can come, you can come, Christian can come, President can come. Everybody flow you una talk to one talk.
Kallon, hold on. I think this is getting better because I just see the FA president also ask question. What do you want to know about the Umbro deal? So it's good because it seems like we're going to get more information about the Umbro deal, because what bring this Umbro topic is when you mention in Guinea, people are wearing the jersey or whatever, then the players them not dressed properly, and which is really not the way it should be. But it's good. It's a time for open everything. We need to be transparent. So if the president self won't join the show at some point, is welcome. Benson is welcome, because the clarification is it's not good law Sidom. They assume, but I know this is not assumption, because this is first. The article.
Just remember, say I'm not there for day during that time, but just remember, say players first, yeah.
But obviously players first. So if this then bring the topic anyway, because if you go Guinea to go play an international match, then player they're not able to wear, player they're not uniform. I don't think it's right. So it's always players first. I agree on that point, and we move on. Hopefully, it not going to happen any other time soon.
Ali.
Yes, brother.
And the rest of the guys, just like what Mohamed is saying, let we level be mediocre as them. We don't, now the 21st century we did. Let we level be mediocre around things, say we're not the right thing for turning to the wrong thing. Which kind of clarification they can make? How long have we not been talking about this Umbro deal? Other media houses, they made them go clarify things, and they, let people know we are talking about Sierra Leone because this is the only nation we have. And if people they paint the nation the wrong way, for some of
Mohamed,
be happy.
I'm sorry, I'll not cut you out again. Another SLFA media guy, also Lamine, just said, the statement you have referred to, said that statement is not correct, Ali. All players were dressed in Guinea. So,
Ali, this
Kallon, you were in Guinea.
Always when you count the true story, people they counteract them because now they survive. All man want defend in office where they pay. So let me take Sierra Leone better than waiting.
Right from the ring.
People they look outside the pay. We're talking about Sierra Leone. Christmas.
Listen, let help out.
Even
I mean, the player
century, we can still they swap out Jazzy then because of one kind way or the other. Then one talk can follow his talk. People one can say they can. What are they coming to clarify? How long has this deal been on table? They've not clarified anything. You see, this night the one can talk waiting now. Waiting exactly the one can talk. Oh, no,
let help out Desmond. Namibi Dede. I remember I talked to the president, but where we drop some players them, and then player them need for handover, then kits them back, then training kits, and then half back, and then things in there, because again, say me I'm a knucklehead, me are stubborn. I tell all the players and say, man, no handover nothing. But there was definitely a negotiation where happened between me and President Thomas Brimer, where I understood, because obviously INSEP, they just come into the job at that point and say, Kai, these are all the things we're trying to take care of. for make sure say it's players first and take care of that. Say, but for now, let we do okay. The players and take like maybe 2 jersey, training jersey, and then left the other 2, then things and this. So that was fine. We did that. Players then go, but then yes, Lamine, whoever you said was where came in and said no, people that not be uniform. People that be uniform. That's not correct, Lamine. Because the reason why is when those players were dropped, they only had 1 kit they wouldn't take home, and the other one wouldn't hand over later. Then we didn't bring them come na Guinea, then kits will not be there again. So that's why they didn't have it. But if them be don't take them kits whether they were during the pandemic, whether not for share with somebody else, where they become na Guinea, therefore don't get all, or them polo, then will all be the way. So that's what actually happened. But the president be don't promise we for say, well, moving forward, they're going to make sure that all the right amount of kits then they for everybody moving forward.
That's you've just justified something clearly. You were there, Kallon was there, we were not there. You guys, referred to it, and we were just responding to say that is not correct, because if we get a Jazzy's partnership, I don't think say we for always uniform anyway. But at least you've clarified, Lamine is listening. This is not coming for me. I am just specifically making the point that it is not right. It should not be done. We're far forward now. We're moving forward now. We're at the Nations Cup. We're not for the dress like we're still playing at home, or whether we're playing in a corner league. So when you go to a tournament, a qualifiers, every time, your 25 players will look unique. At all time, whether they're moving out as a team for a stroll, whether they just sit around at the hotel for just relax, at all time, they should look uniform. This is what I see other West African and the continent teams are doing. So I don't see why Sierra Leone should not be able to do that unless, so this is the point we're all making. We're not here to criticize, but we are here to just say the things the way we think say forget right, then we all go be happy, So I don't think that's just a problem.
Ali, if things are not right, we'll criticize them. Ali, if things are not right, we'll criticize them, and then we also provide solution to them. So let we not go around the table with the hide for somebody. We criticize things, and then we provide solution for them, because we want to move forward. We want to see Salone at the limelight, so we picking and bag of glory for Candy. So we criticize things. We in this program, we criticize things, we dissect them, and then we provide solutions that are globally best practice for everybody for take. That's what we do. Let people get unclear. That's what we stand for. We stand for Sierra Leone. We want to see Salone better, and we want the best to happen for Sierra Leone, because our kids are coming up. They want to be proud of this nation. People should not be proud of Sierra Leone because of what they are getting. No, this is Sierra Leone. It's bigger than the office that is paying these people. Our country needs to have the best. The team needs to have the best. So we criticize you. We provide solution to what we are saying. If you like it, okay. If you don't like it, then go and solve the problem.
That's correct, boss. That's correct.
All right, guys. I think Kei has been with us today for the longest I've imagined. I think. Thanks for keeping us company, man. I think you don't go and blow up a little bit of steam. That nervousness, why the way they play with that ball, everything don't come out now, right now. So it's been a pleasure having you here, Kei, as always. It's very illuminating, but I think we'll get for the roundup now. Let us know if anybody get anything else for add. Otherwise, let's just close, and hopefully we'll get clarifications there on some of the issue, the Umbro, the verse, the preparation. We'll get for going now proper because the draw has been made. So now, Kei, I hope so you not go turn your phone off on me, because we'll go for the bombard you for the camera on for Kangi with for Kangi. But anyway, guys, if we're not getting the last word,
okay,
Kei or Mohamed, you keep go first.
Paul, I mean, and okay, I know you question because I'm the talk to the president of the Football Association. So Benson, we don't claim for jumping. Other one people don't claim for jumping, but we just want to rule them out and wait until we invite them and come. But now we will give the president say one for call, one for clarify something things. Then I mean, not just listen when they talk. No, see what you want. No,
okay.
You have to give Prezo. You have to give Prezo the
give Prezo the time and the space.
Obviously, he's here anyways. Yes, Prezo. I don't say yes. You don't follow the topic on the floor. You don't follow with discussions and all. One thing we all know from the day one, we want the best for we country, because most of the information we gain from our expertise and from we don't go to school for 7 years. for learn about football, do football administration, do the courses, them, and do all my coaching badges and all. So now coming out here and saying things to fanatics, to coaches, to footballers, to young players, them grassroots players, they want to play football and for just pass the knowledge on, for let them know serious, who want to be part of football development. So we don't want to come on this program and criticize just because of what we want to criticize. If we want to criticize, we want to criticize professionally and make sure we say the right things, then we'll go help we follow be great as a nation. Okay, so you don't follow the discussion. What do you want to clarify?
Well, actually, I'm in another area of umbro, no umbro. At times, it can be unfortunate. But I've always said to people, when government of any nature continuity, when you meet contract, you honor the contract. That's one. Umbro, sometimes Ben's not tell owner, or we don't tell them, say, "Lord, we revise this contract." Because me, a businessman. Certain deal and deal, where if I see him, I'm going to say, okay, this not correct, this not correct. If, Mohamed, you know me the way you know me, me say safe, all man wants money, all man will say this FA, I need money. If it is something that I can do, go print t-shirt na Turkey or go China. I go sit down and I bring hundreds of thousands of them. I make profit, I go make football field for the FA or I put that money in the FA. But we don't need contract. And then people there don't they do their own part of waiting and they say then they do. You get for honor. Boku people don't meet me. Boku people don't meet me. And they tell them outrightly, I say, well, not in all the way you sabi, we no sabi. Business and a businessman. I can do what you are doing. But I cannot do it because it's not the right thing. It's not professional in any way. I know we don't come and meet contract. I just uproot the contract because somebody else wants to make money. No, it doesn't work like that. First, you respect the contract. Then you ask to revise the contract in your way. You see, Mohamed, some of them here, it will always embarrass Sierra Leone as a nation if people in our hand one fine. Business people like me, I want God. Any shower they make profit, I want them. But we should start thinking of putting Sierra Leone before. Sierra Leone comes first. How do we do this? In my own small sense, I am here to fix some of these things. I tell somebody yesterday, I say, when a person criticize me, I they let you business bad. Because you're not criticizing me to kill me. You're criticizing me to make me a better person. That one with me no sabi, now you they draw me attention to. So I go pay attention there. Now that's my own papa we don't die, now that's teach me. When person criticize you, look into what it is say. If people are saying, with this thing, why is not happening this way? Explain to them there has been a contract. And this contract now so. I mean the term of the contract this. That umbro just will be they play with. The people that don't honor their own part of the deal. Why can't we reciprocate? Simple. If person gets issues, they tell us, say, Brana, this will need to all fix the problem. That is what we should be doing as a nation. Anyway, the important thing is we all don't see the draws and we are very excited.
Okay, Mr. President, before we go to the draw, okay, just a little bit of clarification on that. We don't have to contradict or say anything in terms of the agreement we want to get with Umbro, because Ali Bitado read the content on the agreement, the partnership or something, say them for buy 12,000 jerseys and then they go equipment throughout from the junior teams and all. And then Benson back text me say when I get kit for under 17, when I get kit for under 20 and all this. Oh, everything is fine. But waiting they say, if the national team, when they say, okay, the principal team, which is the A team, yeah, the A team, if the A team they go into tournament, whatever they go into, when I get the highest presentation, and people they see, and people they follow, because then get the large coverage, large followers. Then we want for Syria national team very presentable and all throughout. The last time when I come up with the Umbro presentation, now we all clap now. We're so happy, we're so excited, we're happy. We even promote and we push on our pages them everything because of this is what we want to see. We want to see progress. Yeah. So now if we go to the Nations Cup, we go to the Nations Cup last game qualifier inside Guinea, or even before going to Guinea. Then Cameroon training jerseys them and all, and then now they get for drops of some players then first before they make the other players then get the actual kit and all, which is all understandable. But what would they say if we go into a tournament? Then we reach now Guinea, we see some players them they will not even get access to the polo. Okay, now other things that we are able for talk in terms of that, we say probably not be expect forget 26 players, forget 23 players, we end up forget 30 players or more. So okay, una preparation going to Guinea, probably una be goes prepare for 26 players, and probably the other jersey than they now the FA office or whatever whatnot. But what to me they say, if you the national team they travel from the kit man and all, you take extra kit, take 2 kits home and away in case you go, you want for change case, or in case something happen, fire, so any kind of thing can happen in football, then you still get other things there for happen. But what's happening and that was, we see a lot of players, them, a few players, them we not able to get access to the kit, them polo, you not get, even the t-shirt, the green t-shirt, we other one for well, like the what do you call it, Augustus Cabo not be get, and other few players they will not get where they are around the team, which was not even good, look good. So who will they say, then thing are all, I'm not saying yes, you just come, we don't want to put pressure on you. If you just fair way for try for improve all this other stuff then. I'm going to say coming out from the FA, defending and explaining might not solve the problem, because who self gets feelings, we get heart for country, we want for bluff to country, we want for say yes, Salon Day, we don't put Salon on the map, we want for see Salon uniform, we want for see Salon go out here presentable and all.
Okay,
so we'll be
okay, Mohamed, sorry for cut you off. I'll tell you. To me, which mean that they talk so, I like and pass mark. If it not being happen right, now the right of Sierra Leoneans them for come up and say this wasn't right. That no mean say I criticize when they criticize well. When I just they try for correct a situation, we not being correct.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that in your own sense? Okay, now you guys are saying going out to play, Lord, make sure say everybody uniform.
Yes.
Is that not what you guys are asking?
Yes.
We always do that.
Yes.
We get plenty of them jersey than they within a store.
Good.
To me, where we go play that friendly, them Afro jersey that we've been there, I say keep people there. Why are we keeping them? It's for Sierra Leoneans, it's for football players. Give it to them.
Okay.
So to me, this one way when I don't talk, I go take note of them and we implement them. If we don't do them correctly again, we'll not talk again until we fix it. We are here to work for the good of Sierra Leone football.
Okay, so now concerning to
teacher.
Okay, I know.
Me a teacher by profession. When you teach speaking, you teach and today you don't understand. Teach them back tomorrow, you don't understand. Teach them the other day.
Kudos, Prezo, talk and do. Let the best then come out.
Then
okay.
they come out, a day.
Okay, good.
But Mohamed.
Yeah.
But that one, like I just talk something, not because you know when me jazz you.
Who's jazz? Who's
that
one?
I'll come back to that. I'll call you privately on that.
Oh, okay.
That one we
Only jazzy them, only jazzy them, only support jazzy.
If I jazz you are well, I'm not gonna jazzy it, so we'll not even see the jazzy it, so now I make wear the jazzy.
Don't promise to take.
Because this jazzy now we're in front of the TV for campaign for the draw, more no meet up Algeria, more no meet up Ivory Coast, and then they'll go meet up.
If you be asking me, but anyway, to be very honest with you, me, I be once Algeria, I be once Ivory Coast.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Before they left for Canada, I tell somebody, say, me, I know say we play Algeria, and we shock them, bad one. I see Mohamed, mark this. If these boys do, then put in the all, as we shock Algeria, so.
Okay, so now enough of the boys them at this point. The boys can get for play in January. So now going to say if we the FA do the right thing, we prepare very well, we put everything in place, and then probably we'll forget the way through. Now let's talk about the way to.
Let me ask you one question. Again, let me ask you one question. You don't sabi me for a very long time.
Yeah.
You see me where I talk with confidence because I know what I know.
Yeah.
Me, I don't come from this football. I am here. You know, I they grab 6 o'clock morning, big pal like me for go play ball. With this game, I know with passion. Some of you not been good like una. But anything we will get for do for make this salon football year go before. We they do am. The president is ready. The minister is ready. I am here, I'm ready. Me a listening person. I'm ready for land.
Okay, so
any given time, anybody want to talk something where they bring additional value to Saloon football, come, say it. We'll do it together. It's not a problem.
Okay, so we just want to ask, what's not the plan? What's not the plan for the Nations Cup, going to Nations Cup? What's not the roadmap? When, I mean, I don't identify the locations of camping, I don't identify the teams they want to get for play, I don't identify the number of players they will get for beer in the roster, because we now, what make I say, ask you directly, because now the technical guys there for the ask, maybe technical director and all, but I never get access to talk to them. So now, if we get a lot of players, then we they overseas from Sierra Leone and descent, we probably go Saloon people that we follow as viewers, them because we expect more because they make this program here, they are live. They actually want for say most of them players they already play overseas from different countries, many can play for Saloon. But now we're not able to convince them players because we don't know which one way the technical team they look at. Because we don't go convince somebody and then tomorrow the technical team not pick them, then they say, hey, but why want to convince me now for can play? Then I don't agree and then not pick me. So one forgets if not a pre-convocation, like a pre-invitation for players, if it's going to be we're not 23 players they go at Nations Cup, or probably 25 because of the COVID, or 26 because of the COVID. So if not 35 players, the 35 list, or 40-man list, or 45-man list, so we'll go know the player the way they inside that list there, then player then will go begin work towards, how do we want to send to them, call them parents them, call the players them and convince them, say, hey, we can't help play for a country, okay, we'll be the national team, now this will me too, okay, now so we love the national team, okay, we'll give them, we won't talk, so we'll ever bring them on board for join with and play. What do you think?
I agree. And there's something else I want to add to that. Mohamed, you see this footballer who has to play so, possibly sabi play football. He know the height. As it's in up na field, he touch the ball. He did not see that other player and the way they play, then they are good passer. In essence, what I want to talk. All these boys, most of them, 14, 15, 16, I call them on a daily basis as president. That is not like saying they can make the team because we don't see the hits, Brian, on television or they see them.
Yeah.
But based on the profile we see, me one TV making talk, I can always say my own football, I wasn't that good. But we with Mangi, African man or African descent, contract, something they do.
True, yeah, true.
When they look you, they give you professional contract, something they do. So first, what we do is first for identify all them, which I'm pretty sure we don't do. Most of them, I try for contact them, talk to them, convince them. It's difficult because waiting them, you don't hear about Saloon. So man, if you say safe, so tell you I don't they, now you go play for a better country. Then you can begin the Colombo Saloon. So pass on say, una way did it. Una way then get respect for, una self help we, una self join.
No, but what I'll go help if we not get the roster eight, we not get the list. If we get, because not go talk to player who don't know if he named them at the list or not. We get potential players them way we able to talk to, but if the list not come out, the project not come or the plan not come out and say okay, now then players that we look up to. Okay, one convince them for come. Then now we can give you the man to talk to them.
Mohamed,
Yeah.
Me, my own philosophy by this football here is short. I'll tell you something. Who in this Saloon? The best of all other than this pack. Now they can go professional. When they go professional back, then they do well. Mohamed Kallon growing up, he trained past all man. When the Edwards, he was serious, he was determined to play. When he go in Europe, he play. Paul Parker from Kenema, he wanted to play, he worked hard. When he go Europe, he play. Now, that's the first scenario. The second stage of which I try for build now. Then we are with the Europe. If you play in the grade A football countries, the first 4 grade A football countries, England, Spain, Italy, Germany, nobody know the doubts. If they give you contracts, now them countries and they, in no matter in a second division you play, there's something in you. Also?
Yes, that's true. But what you only understand, not just okay.
No, I come. Not just make my point.
Yeah.
So some of them boy Mohamed.
Yeah.
If you really call them, say una come, we blend them with the other way already. These are professional players. Now 2-3 things normally put together for goal. Waiting me no one a sat. And this talk what they talk. Now for say Low call that person. In case we call America, not good, that good you would expect.
Okay. So for
in
me,
case in kind this salon.
Okay. Now what thing I want
Mohamed,
let me say we get the pool of players in the national team now. Now we get over 15 offensive players they win and forward them. Okay. In that 15 day, there is no way came for being all 15 and take the Nations Cup. Now, in make we need for see the roster for no out of that 15 day, if now 8 they take 8 days inside on only 15 days inside the players that will talk to them. Because I never be if you are go talk to most of the players that we talk about right now are offensive players there. The Darami, the Issa Kallon, the Yaya Kallon, Obre Jr., Issa Kanu, Mustafa Bundu, all of these players, they're all now offensive players, they're strikers, they're all. So now we get over 15. So if the roster not come out, you still not going to know the one day for talk to the one talk to.
Take the best. Mohamed, when you go into Milan, you come off the bench, they tell you God give you one opportunity. You make the difference also. Yes, this football game is like that. Yeah. Let's choose the best out of them. This is not country. I mean, now the coach in work down. Yeah. I don't really want to go too much into that. Yeah. But me as FA president, me we want make my own name pan salon football. Me say something I go advise small as you don't have me corner. But waiting me they really say it's your responsibility. Yesterday, the other night, I was forced to call you. Yeah. Antoine Bafou, Alhad Diouf, and Samajian. Over 15 old players. And then I started asking myself, why I not bring Salon player than I? Maybe I could have brought Mohamed. Yeah. Maybe I could have brought this person. So Kura, over 60 different countries, and they bring 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. But I'm new. I don't come, I don't see. I now know, okay, this is how it works. They tell me, they share their experience. They say, we are not coaching, we're not to coach, but we do as technical support to the coach. If in need you go ask, we consent, we help them out, we guide them. That's football. Football is a team sport, not a one-man sense. If we all they hang heads together in a positive way, we get the materials then for shock people in this AFCON. I watch all the profile of all these boys. All net na data they by internet no more. Me na call it because we anybody who sabi play football will like in business. So you see, we are also working, and I know the coach might be doing his own assignment. At the end of the day, he will come to me, we'll go talk.
Okay.
Hello. So, Mr. President, Mr. President, I just want to ask you. Sorry for interrupt. The draw. How? What do you think about the draw? What do you make of the draw generally?
Okay, Paul Parker, they ask you. The draw. Finally, don't they hear now? What do you think about the draw? What do you think? What are possible chances?
You want to hear what you say?
Paul Parker, they ask you question. They say the draws they out. What do you think about the draws?
Very excited. Because let me tell you something. When you go on a competition, if you start weak, you are going to be weak. Algeria are a very strong side. Somebody just don't send me statistics of the games that we don't play them. To be very honest with any Sierra Leonean, if we put ourselves together, one heart, one mind, we will offset Algeria. And the good thing is, if we shock Algeria, that first game, we will go all the way. Me for make a begin glady, now that first game. As you see, we'll get it right, that first game, Algeria.
Lezo.
Yes, hello.
This is not Ali Bicha here.
Yes, Ali.
I know say this not to you technical expert, you know the president of the FA, but I'm asking this because somebody comment. These friendlies where SLFA announced, is this going to be mixed foreign base or just the home base?
One day we're actually in a home base because that's what the people were asking for. Now that make I tell them, say, well, me no go get money for the kind competition and but let will be very fair to them, but where they run every day up and down, up and down. If they don't get an opportunity for making them say go showcase their own skills, when a young boss man and all they for deprive them, Ali, then now one. The other one, who for play the 28, will be the try for see how we will get professionals. In fact, now the problem that we have been get, because themselves they go into this AFCON, and no one go lost to them, because that will begin damping some spirits.
That's a good point.
We are working around that to see at least the new man who nobody don't see it. Make them come and show what they get. Because there are certain people in Leone stars. Bruh, it's not impossible you want to believe you while you left. We don't need for to see them again. The likes of the Kei Kamara. We know what the man they do at every given time when you put on a field. But there are still some people, because me, I know they buy because it make noise. So me, I don't believe that. So we want to see, I want to see. Not to me, okay, and Ali, like you rightly said, but I am in charge. If something goes wrong, I answer to questions. Now, I've been listening when I just know I want sleep. I said, no, let me intervene, because people have to know what the reality is. That's part of my job. I have to explain to people to understand.
Thank you very much.
That's perfect, sir. Another one more before you go, just one more, this is a very sincere question. This is for everyone, for Sierra Leone. We are going to this tournament. We know we get quality players then, but some of these players don't they without a club since January, and up till now they are without a club. And this is a very serious concern, because with central defensive area, it's a very important area going into this tournament. And we'll get a couple of players that we're still there without a club. I'm not sure if they're still without a club, whether they're going to be considered to the tournament.
You see, Ali, I'm happy you said it's a frank question. Really, if I get the answer for that kind of question, I'm not going to answer. Like forum like this, we get 400-500 people really listen. You know why? I would undermine the one that win at their own responsibility. When you give somebody a job, you only advise, but you don't go dictate to them. Unfortunately, the coach, he calls me almost every day with the talk. Today, he name to me now before he get cold. He name to me now over 2-3 hours. We talk. I am not sure if you, Ali, then give you the responsibility for pick national team. You get people that were active. Then you get the one that were not active. You get a decision for make. Then again, it's possible that your conviction, you believe, say, this man, he not get team. But at every given time, if you put him, if they perform past that man, we get him. So it becomes a decision-making situation. And that's why you trust people and give them contract to take such decisions. When they hire a person say, Padina, you won't work this. If you not come off fine, rather than they sack you also. So it's really, to me, who say this right now, I know they look at all the negatives. But like when you don't talk so, my phone on record, while I wake in the morning and listen. And then I will call and say, but what do we do about this? How do we fix this? Because when it don't come up as a concern, that means people don't need talker. If we fix them, we get them right. We only dance like how been danced already. That is really what we need as a nation. Ali, did I make you happy on that?
Oh, you've answered. You make. I'm happy because it's genuine. Yes. It's not something maybe you're supposed to answer, but I deliberately asked this question because I know when I follow Sierra Leone national team, the area where we lack now midfield. And if the serious midfielder, the way me put at top, you know they play football now, I'm concerned.
What will bring Kista? What will bring Kista and you ask the question? Yeah. We're talking to the every president. Huh?
Right. I mean, if you, at times, the Bible say, when a Christian, the scripture says, faith without action is dead faith. Me, I go to all them football field in Africa. Some of them, I go play with them. And myself, I leave America for quite some time. Some of them, but they will overlook so. When we motivate them well with the right ideology, then go pull some stunts where you not go understand.
It happened again with Saidu Masage.
Okay, so it just come to waiting about the talk before Naya say, okay, at this time, I don't think we get any luxury measures for put the players then together and motivate them for go to the Nations Cup now. Let's say the home base, they'll also get 9 to 11 home base players that we probably get for future.
Go back, Mohamed. You just said if you see we get any.
No, but what they say at this point in time, now the national team we get the professional players. The professional players, then we they play week in, week out, and then club them, right? We only not start it. We league not start it. So what you mean they talk about saying that try for revamp the league, structure them properly, pour enough money in the way to convince the players them, motivate the players them for continue for perform and get to that standard where they go for compete with the professional players that will then come in any given time for prepare for the Nations Cup.
Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. But Mohamed, if somebody you don't take this football scene that you carry, to lawyer, to doctor, na football na you want play. Then that man they play in England, they play in Spain. You still live alone, me you the hit guy. You don't motivate yourself. For me, you reach that man standard. Now you for motivate yourself. We, the FA, will create the platform for make these guys play. Yes, we are going to start the league. Yes, I am running everywhere trying to raise money. Because me no say football na money.
Exactly.
Then no two ways about it. When you put money inside football, the football they play. That small thing we the president passed. Some Bobo they talk to, they ask me, is it really true that you guys gave? They don't still believe. Some other people they won't all play. And they say, they tell you not they play again, I'm only tamper the game. And if there's anything we can do for me to add more, then we add. This is national issue for God's sake.
One of the things
taxpayers' money.
Yeah, but now one of the things that they were happy for from the FA and from the government for add value to the game. Bringing them kind of motivation and they'll add a lot of value. Now, if you're going to then corner, they all want to play for Leone Star. Every picking one for play football for go professional, so it will be part of Leone Star tomorrow. And say we'll get land, they will get mansion. So they won't take a mansion will build for them.
This one, who they talk to, Mohamed, believe this. After this AFCON, that's why, I did drag my leg for begin certain things. Because to me, now overhaul the whole FA system. Get proper structures in place. Like how football they run, now serious football in nations. But the immediate thing we'll get now, now AFCON. And the distraction is too much. Now just that me now one person way. If I don't draw the line saying that's what I do, nobody know you can go so you can go so. If I don't say that this I do now, do. The distractions and too much. But let us focus on this AFCON. We start the league in September. The calendar already there. Me and the EXCO members, now money now they pass and fan for motivate the teams. Because as much as I do, that if they talk this or say behind closed doors, hey bro, not all team go play. You know that.
Yeah.
So pass we jumpstart some them team there. But I know other people they not go feel comfortable for sit down on social media and talk. Because we are working behind the scenes for how we will get it right.
Yes, exactly. So one particular one for ad. let the FA, the structural side of the FA they talk about for professionalize the day-to-day running of the association in terms of competition or national team and all. Let every personnel who work for the FA, let them know say they work for the team and work for the players, not to the players them and not to the team they work for them. Because some of them behaviors around the national team, I don't think say they bring good results. Mostly what happened at Guinea and what happened at Salon sometimes and all. Most of the people who they come national team, okay, if you're the authority, you all opposition at the FA and all, when it comes to a game where the players they don't focus, the technical team don't focus, then the technical team they at the spearhead of situation. Whatever decision they come up from the technical team and the players, then for make decision that time day because now their own time for make decision, they are in their office. Nobody they come up from out can make decisions from them. Then if we clear them point in the day, we make sure say the end are stable and up running professionally. I don't think so we get a lot of problems then. Then now once you have information. Okay, go ahead.
The other thing we just don't see, Mohamed. You understand? The FA not the part of government system also.
Yeah.
But by structure of governance, it falls under the Ministry of Sport.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do something and say, Yellen cannot go talk to me. Waiting we don't happen at our football. Now the Wamats be done too much. The Feds bring a lot of division. So sometimes the team we know for bring club herself. If official talk to one other person, say you see them and then the poil. So all them tea and everybody bring all them problem then they. But from where I don't come, you see the temperature they go down slowly. Because I try to talk to people for make you understand, say, no, this is not about you. This is about the game of football in Sierra Leone. So if you cannot understand that, then I'm sorry. Because one, I know the left sit down, anybody if you say a big pass the institution way for run the game. That is one, established. The FA is responsible to run football. The face of the FA is the national team. You have to respect that. When you bring in people to play, now
exactly.
But they also have to understand that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The loyalty to the country, the love for the country is what they are coming to defend.
Yeah.
When one's dancing and they establish, it becomes mutual respect. When mutual respect and understanding, now play and laugh. But rather, anything will happen, of course. Anything will happen, of course, in a which man. So now they cause all them problems, but I'm pretty sure we don't go past that side for now.
That's good. That's good. And okay, the last thing. So at times maybe like you don't can clarify now. Everything on fine. You don't go back and say, okay, why make another take maybe two senior players, the one they don't play before, the one they're out, the John Summers, the Paul Parker, the Tostaro, they're very close to now, the Joseph Toby and all for go in that conference day. So most of the times while in a phaeton, we don't bring in the UN partner with FA and Minister of Sport, don't bring in David Beckham, then bring him to the Latin and bring him Eto. Unfortunately, I go Milan doing because at the past that meet up Eto. He say, hey, Mo, where are you? Say, I came to Freetown. I say, hey. The time you can't Freetown, they Freetown. But because of them telling they, as you talk about the infighting, fight. If any football star, they catch that Freetown, the first person ever contact me, Usa Ade. Okay, where the FA, where the CAF president reached na Ivory Coast, now would I go pick him up? Now Didier go, but I go pick him up. Not that the FA president, but I go pick him up because of our football personality. These are the people they ask for. But they always marginalize just because of we need to see the same side, or maybe what they talk, what they advise, then feel we always do on the wrong path, or one can humiliate people around the national team. So they always victimize you and keep you away. So a better way you call me, because you will be very, very honest, and call me with Alaji Juf on video call. I say Alaji Juf, I say Zokora. I talk to them and say, hey, Momo, one can do what you want to do. No, talking on.
They want, in fact, let me say it on this platform. They one can play veteran game, all African.
Yeah.
Now they call it the best of African.
The legends. So we all in a legends group, Africa Legends group. Usai Wufa and everybody.
Sierra Leone veterans.
Yes, yeah.
So Joseph, before the Kaya and that then call me pa, they say written at the arrangement.
No, don't call me. So Obama don't call me. Obama had the deputy sec. So he called me, asked me, so why make me not come the conference? But I said no, I didn't make out the family and all. They say arrange for the legend games and all. So talking about that, now that you don't pick them up, you know, say, however it may be, if we go to the CAN conference and they way, I see the Cameroon players, there must be more than 15 of them we go represent. I don't call them. Augustin Simo, Jeremy, all of them, they understand. So from we all sign a salon, Lord say, okay, yes, the national team coach John Kistan, a player for national team and all. But the guys them where they around national team for the right purpose should always be involved. You know, go sideline Mohamed Kallon because of they criticize the FA or because of maybe they go into competition or they go into contest with FA president or because I not vote for FA president or because I they against FA president. These are the stuff that was happening before. They not call me because of are they against the FA because I'm in opposition. So they're not ever, can you imagine say, they're not ever going to the conference, they're not ever go, you get strategic positions the within at the CAF way for be occupied by footballers. They're not ever give you the opportunity there. They get seminars them where ex-footballers them for the go attend. They're not ever invite me. But then forget say I didn't all the CAF group them, CAF legends, I'm part of CAF legends. Then they invite me for go play games with CAF legends. Then. So I know it in the happy, but I don't ever comment. Past where you can talk, say, why make you not take me along with you?
No, I not say specifically why I not take Mohamed Kallon. I say why I not take all players.
No, but you okay. So
it could have been Mohamed, it could have been Paul, it could have been anybody.
Yes.
But if I don't make much sense, when myself sit down, I get 1-2 man around. Yeah. Apart from a coach, because the coach and the team manager they were so respected in this occasion that they go on the draw. You understand? And because that's what. Like when we explain, he say best practice. That's what I saw.
Yeah.
It's not compelled. I don't have to. But if it's the best practice for make people who don't play this football feel important, make them not feel saying that only the playing time, the telling them in play, and people don't care about them. Then you extend that to them. You extend some kind of thing and the way they go, you say, okay, Mr. 1-2 on a logo. Yes. Mohamed, it was really very interesting. Very interesting. Over 40, 50. Then man and Tadeo, who the Sidona will come away, they all come. They say, we will come. So man say, go buy me own ticket. They say, call Mohamed. I call you. Today back they don't. So that means they are really very serious. Then can they knock CAMEROON? How is it? Some man don't begin saying I will be captain. Some man is no in company no score better goal. So the fun, the ambience in this football, not to that fet will be done deeper. You know I make a cut that talk we be the talk because they bring back old memories. Yeah. We don't go past that side.
No, we don't done. If you say the talk, that means I don't done.
All man drop and I say be the happy in Friday and not the go seminar. No, it's not important. What's important now, how do we all work together for promote Sierra Leone football? They're not the most important thing.
Exactly.
All other things, we will bring back that lost thing that will happen.
Very true.
Now for correct them now, and it has to be now. But also people have to understand that the FA are in charge. If we don't do the right thing at any given time, Mohamed, you have the responsibility because you have a lot of followers. People watch your program. You have the responsibility to sit down or go to any television and say, Daddy Ibrahim, I know they do well. You don't do this, you don't do this. You will still be my brother. I know they vex. In fact, when you criticize me, that makes me a better person because I defend for correct. That thing where you take for criticize me. If it is not true, public mistake, public correction, I call right there for say, this one, it ought to say you, na so. And we move ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, so thank you so much.
Mr. President, we send a special invitation to you where you return home. We need to get you on this platform, please. We have so many questions to ask. We see some of we quiet today they ask. There's so much to talk about. So please, let's try to get you on this panel again. So we go discuss. We don't get it draw proper now. So we go discuss proper about planning, about the players that we train, the home based allowances, all that stuff. We have so much to discuss, Mr. President. Please, do I make time for it?
For my side, I would say thank you very much because this is the first time we get an FA president to come on a platform like this to talk to the public, not to me one to talk to. There are many people listening. So it's very encouraging, and we hope say this will continue.
Not only for Canada platform, we can say if the seminar FC Kallon and Skinny Field every morning.
All the time. Yeah, I tell them, yes.
One commodity about football force every day. That's what I do.
Okay.
So if there is a problem at any given time, you don't even need appointment. Call me anytime we talk about it. Ali calls me all the time. Ali had to sleep all day, call me.
You are. I don't want to talk what you tell me, because what you tell me now they walk up to us. You know, you said so. Let just left him.
Okay.
Right,
thank you very much. Yes, thank you much. Okay, thank you very much. Thanks.
All right.
Thanks.
All right, guys.
This was good.
That was a good one. Not expected, but it was a good one. Impromptu. But anyway, we'll go plan on better next time. Kai, what do you think? What's your reaction? You were so quiet. People don't say they believe and sleep. Now, you know, they say they meditate.
Kai, they listen to Prezo.
Kai say play a course.
Hey, when me president they talk, and only for talk they will left and full. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
One thing what Glady way says, when you have contract, you have to honor the contract. So we don't get contract to get for honor. So, and then not to press join word, but to my own word that goes back, and also it's not football platform. It goes to the Olympic Committee. We go change contract at the CAF owner. Yeah, we get contract to Umbo. We get contract to LeBron. Honor your contract. Yeah.
Now that's packed debate.
You wait for another.
You talk, I know.
So Larry just recap. I mean, take note. Larry just recap what he say. He say Umbro discussion is unfortunate. They say contract must be respected. I think you repeat that so many times. They say ask Umbro for review the contract. Waiting for review, you not really go into detail. He say he also say Umbro have respected their own part of the contract, so it cannot come. They can uproot a contract because somebody else they profit from that contract or they make money from that contract. You know, there was so much in what he said there. Of course, he said I'm here to fix some of them faults they have, some of them problem here. Then the need for reciprocate, so their own side of the contract, the need for respect, and because Umbro don't respect their own part of the contract. That is particularly revealing there, Ali. What do you pick up from their statement and from that side? You don't talk so much in detail, but the way you talk, I mean,
the guy,
anybody they read between the lines will know say something is probably not right. But being the person he is, being the diplomat or the responsible or the adult in the room, they just care for respect, waiting other person. Contracts are contract. Let's just put it like that.
The fact that he did make mention said if asked his own side to review it, but obviously whatever they're going to review now, Umbrodon, responded to their own side, and the SLFA have to just carry it on with it. That's the best bottom line. And in another way, just try to say, look, this is on now. We can leave it. There's a lot of jersey in stock. We're going to make sure the national team dress well, according to some of our cries. But I tried to somehow shorten the subject and try to just move forward, which I understood clearly. But again, he was not the one that signed this contract. He can't do nothing about it. It's
Yeah. Yes, there's a need to move forward. There's a need to turn over a new page. There's a need to look forward.
Yes.
But I have a problem with that. Then the reason is, if you always want to look at stuff going forward, you get for right the wrongs of the past. You get for make corrections. It doesn't mean you are going back to the past. It means you are correcting what may not happen, let it not happen again. So I don't necessarily, I understand where he's coming from, but I don't necessarily think, say, accountability, you will hold people accountable rather than now or in the future. If you don't go back and see or try to fix what not happen, just say, Lord, just paper over them and move forward. I think, to me, it's a little bit unsettling while hearing somebody in a leader, they talk them what they need. Because one thing will be a leader, yes, you get to look forward, you get to strategize and look forward. You definitely don't have to go back and dig into the past and try for come. But there's a reason why people they go always into history for look waiting happen, because then you know probably in the future what I will do. I'm sure if this contract now with Ombrogi Salon, if it was him, knowing now in hindsight 50-50, what he see now clearly, he could have not have signed that paper, because at the end of the day, he said he's a businessman. So probably interest no they at stake now, that interest they at stake as a businessman. I mean, thinking like a businessman is different than thinking like an administrator. So I don't know if I understand, you know, that part of the conversation we will try for bring into play.
It's definitely clear, but it's
because they always talk say this not for salon, this not for the country, this not for salon. Yes. So if you are doing it, you have salonga for profits. I mean, that's what I read into it. Salonga for profits, because we're a country. You know, it's a business, but we're also a country. So we can forget profits. We get shareholders. One of the people the way they run football. I mean, the FA, when I membership. So those are the shareholders, and of course the fans. So I mean,
that's why it's obvious. Like what I said earlier on, is probably, you know, it's a public forum. Probably just want to just move on. But obviously, $200,000 in a 4-year cycle is a lot of money. So if we want to invest $200,000 on
$200,000 in a 4-year cycle is a lot of money. That's $50,000 a year.
Yeah, well, from
4-year cycle.
Yes, it's well, from 2019 to 2022, FIFA is providing this 200,000 for us.
You mean the money from FIFA? You mean
for the money from FIFA is a lot of money. So there could be another way to invest this money to make a turnaround. But let's see. Now the jerseys, like I said earlier on, the jerseys are out. But if we can get to sell a lot and we can make $40 again, I thought to myself, maybe you might be able to afford it. I might be able to afford it. How many Sierra Leoneans will be able to afford a jersey for $40? So you have to look at all these kind of things. See how many then go able to sell $40 per piece. That's why probably selling it abroad to, you know, globally to Sierra Leoneans, then for me probably would be one of the best ideas, because within Sierra Leone there are a lot of jerseys. You understand? Things a lot of green, white, and blue people are making $150,000, 150,000 leos. So for left-handed to go spend 400 or more, it's something. But my understanding is just to say,
I understand. Thinking about the prices, the purchasing power of the average Sierra Leonean, you know, go pay $40, 400,000 leons for buy a jersey. But honestly, outside the purchasing power, you want to have an authentic replica of that jersey because it's a country jersey. I mean, everybody will say that, but okay. But this is Africa we're talking about. This is Sierra Leone we're talking about. Let's be honest. Economically, not everybody will buy a jersey for 400,000.
No, but then go back.
So this is not a niche. This is not a niche market of people, you know. But people, but it go interesting for no say. Even after all the jersey don't come out, they don't pull on last week. They don't show the spot them. I think we read. Then they sell the jersey in a free tone. A lot of people were interested. I did in a few WhatsApp group with people that even they send personal messages to me about that jersey, and until the list come out, I begin share with them, and they say, they go get me on. And I believe those people have gone and bought their jersey.
Yeah, because Chris,
so now the draw don't come out today. The draw don't come out yesterday. I think this is a perfect opportunity for market jersey again going forward, because people are buying the jersey now. We play Algeria, we play Ivory Coast. So I mean, this is the time really SLF people get the marketing act together. But I'm happy that the presidency they go around for fair money. I mean, the other day we see they meet with I think UBA or FBF, one of the bank.
Yeah, UBA, yes.
Try to see if we go make partnership. Yeah, so those are the kind of strategic thinking I like. You know, it's a business oriented. Some stuff. Let hope say something will come, because it talk and say when you do a lot of things behind the scene. I'm not saying they will come out now and explain what they do, but they say in executive and they go around, they look. You know, these are strategic partnership there for Strike, because I mean, the next 6 months are going to be marketable everywhere. Let's be honest, you know.
But you see doing the draw, you see doing the draw, what is the market Cameroon? Yeah, the market. That's the called marketing. Showing the stadiums, but showing the beauty of the country, showing how far you don't go in terms of infrastructural development. This time, some people don't understand. Say, if we qualify to the major tournament, then talk about Sierra Leone, they show Sierra Leone, they promote Sierra Leone, they promote tourism, they promote all kinds of things. The day go all stations come, now so self will come, thousands of people will come, CAF will build for we stadiums, then we will not need for even worry about. And now coming to the jerseys, we talk about the jerseys and all. For me, I don't get issues if they sell the jersey 400,000, 500,000, whatever, whatnot. Because you got to think, say, okay, if it's somebody that buy Arsenal jersey or Chelsea jersey or Manchester United jersey for 500,000, 600,000, why not go buy Leone Star jersey for 400,000? That means if the replica jersey where they bring come, it reach to that level, they are authentic enough for, for guarantee you say yes, okay, it was time for buy that jersey. But this we are talking about Leone Star. Leone Star don't qualify. So at this time, it's a party time, all man for celebrate and buy jersey and go support the national team. We all they wish for. Yeah. What I think so.
Kallon, I think I one group where the day SLFA come out with the jersey, advertise the jersey. The same people, there's some people in that group come up with 20 different types. So what I'm saying is not that some people are not going to buy the jersey.
Not to the jersey I talk about now.
Okay.
The jersey we talk about in that group day, everybody get different style of jerseys where everybody they print and all, but not to the national team authentic jerseys. So what do you say that day now? If you want to do 2 million, 3 million, 5 million jerseys, okay? Now, if you get a partnership deal with Umbro, almost Umbro they sell one original jersey. It's not past $60 per shirt. Not past $60 because Umbro cheaper than Nike and all that, cheaper than them. So let's say $60. If Umbro give you 60% discount or give you maybe 70% discount, you go end up buying that jersey day less than $15. Okay, if you buy less than $15, then you can cancel maybe $30 and make other $15 or other $10. They make $10 from FC Callon jerseys, $10. Okay, which is enough because of the discount they get. So a rare jersey at $70, 70 euro for her. Okay, let's say we get 75% discount on that jersey day. So we'll go buy in the round of 17 to 20 euro. But still we'll cancel at $35, which is $350. So if a national team they want for sell more jerseys, before they make them 400,000, then they look for say, okay, for they reach out to everybody, then they make maybe 250,000 or 300,000. So everybody go for that. And then instead of they sell 1 million, they will end up sell 4 million and they make more profit.
Yeah, and you talk about that a good marketing strategy, then a volume, you go for volume instead of just instead of 1 million, you put the price down and you go for more sales. We go cover what you want to do for 1 million just. Yeah, that's
anyways, we don't stay long today. Can we have you not sleep it today? You still do to make it time.
I love Una so much.
Yeah, he's still there.
But I'm about to get out of here.
Yeah, we don't take too much now, so it's okay. But anyways, we don't get clarifications them and other people in the way will come on board for clarification of to be part of the program. So this that they say because they always.
I need a different show. I need like a show for that. So we're not.
I know. Kallon just a push.
The kind side out for that.
Who's guys show? Who's guys will make?
I say you need a special show and a special topic, whether the president in your own topic, just like where Ali would ask a question and say, oh, okay, but this question is really not for you, but not for this, so that you get a show when a presidential question with your sponsorships and then kind of thing, and then it gets the technical, they hammer the technical too,
Actually, I had so much for AFCON, but I'll let your man do the talk. We'll get time next time. Definitely.
No, because we will just have AFCON waiting then at the floor and let just flow, waiting in one for put out there. Now clarification one for give. So we don't have for AFCON complicated question, not get for do with that area there. But now I'm going to talk about topic. For create topic, if we want, for example, we want to forget John Kister, we know exactly the technical question we can ask him. Okay, we'll get time with that. But now, if you invite, somebody where the topic get for deal with the viewers, then topic, then they mix up everything.
Yeah. So that's what I'd say. So, for example, having a team around every team, what they do, I know so they can get a media team and all that. But for example, like the PRO, so when where they introduce me to this team, then take me in a different radio station and different televisions, and then almost the same thing while they talking to one place, now they go talking to the other place. So whatever plan we get for come out, saying that the roadmap, this way we get for take for go AFCON, it could be said on AYV and it could be said on this platform because this is one of the biggest platforms.
How you know say you go in at the team?
Huh?
How do you know you're going to be in the team?
I say me team naya. No, I say me team naya. Whether why they by me team naya. No, I don't state on myself, bro.
You don't state a class.
Yeah, you never know. No, but for example, so whichever they state out, it will state them out now, Afri Radio or AYV Radio, and then this is one of the biggest platforms right now. They can come back now and can state in statement, waiting at the production, you look like I think Brazil, where Brazil announced the national team, the television live, and they announced that all players is gonna host the watch.
Nice. All money watch,
so like stuff like a culture for stuff like that. So you never know, but I don't have to push them. Anyway, that's not my platform, you know. Me not diplomat, eh?
Yeah, you're not diplomat.
It's not your platform, but you came up with good points, so we take it on board definitely.
So thank you.
Guys, very pleasure having you.
Technically, I get the platform. We create the platform for her.
Thank you so much.
The only team we could avoid the platform because we know how to make this platform and make a Nations Cup. But now it's too long technical minded people only think so badly. If not be first time, about if you talk here too much, they're going to Nations Cup.
I don't talk and say me play or no play at the goal.
We'll go watch.
So it doesn't matter. Yeah. I go, my family will go, you know, because this is the first time Sierra Leone in my, you know, regime, Sierra Leone, they participate. Why able to go. So whether I'm on the field or not on the field, I will be there. Inshallah.
Correct. Inshallah.
Okay, guys. Well, we'll come back.
Guys.
We'll come back
soon, guys.
It's been a pleasure having you guys. Hanging out with you guys. Take care.
Thanks to all we viewers them and we followers them for keep supporting the project and be part of it, even though we don't take a long time today, but it's okay. Paul, I'll call you soon.
All right, boss. No problem.
Okay.
Take care, guys.